Rap Roundtable.
You already know what it is. It's your boy Jaw.
Sincere the Rap Snob.
Langston Leguizamo.
J-Mo, no shame-o.
No shame-o.
What's fucking with that? Diddy, go get him.
Shout out to Sin, the beat was laced with the groove. Drive through the lob, in the round table ensued. Lang added in beautifully. Jameson the booze, you see. Find Dini somewhere in the clouds, usually. Exclusively, we came together, bringing you these clever endeavors. Classics, we've been doing this since forever. Move the lever and distribute perspectives and contribute to the culture that we love and hold dear. 4 cups pulled up, and this shit go back for some years. Only difference now, this mic's up in here, connecting like it's Voltron. Press play and watch us go on. You better get up on this wave like the Coast Guard. The Rap Roundtable.
I'm so drunk right now.
Listen, you already know what it is. Let's do what we do.
The upper echelon of the podcast community, the podcast world, on any topic, any realm you want to put us on is here. We are the Rap Roundtable. Happy New Year to our listeners, new listeners, former listeners. What up? To my left, as always, we do the starting lineup here. The Rap Snob himself, Sincere. What's good?
That's me. What's up?
Across from me, the Thirsty Degenerate, Langston Leguizamo. What's good?
What's up, man? I'm in my Dipset pink in honor of Cam's comeback.
I'm really feeling that pink polo, bro.
Thanks.
As a low head myself, I appreciate that. I got a Nike hoodie on right now, but I'm a low head. And of course, across from me, the force, the balance himself, Dini.
You know the vibe.
What's
man.
good?
May the force be with you.
You know what I mean?
We are tonight's entertainment.
Ladies and gentlemen, you can find the Rap Roundtable on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. We are everywhere that there is podcasts, you can find us. We are everywhere with this social media, you can find us. Holla at us. Another thing, like I always say, you listen to the show, don't be selfish. Share it. A lot of y'all are too damn selfish. Y'all love what we do, but then you don't pass it off. If you in the session, you don't hold a split for yourself. Deanie will be upset with you if you held a split for yourself.
Skippy.
So pass it along.
Don't hold that shit hostage.
You know what? One more piece of business before we move on. Whoever our core listeners are, contact us. We want to, like, as 2020 goes along, as a group, I feel like we want to know who listens to the show.
That's a fact.
We don't want feedback, but just holler, just let us know who you are so that we can build with you in the upcoming year as we progress and we expand. You know what I mean?
100%.
Stepping it up.
100%.
Applaud you guys. Without y'all, there is no round table. All right, fellas. 6ix9ine. It's like deja vu, right?
Wow.
Yeah.
Back to this guy, B.
Back to life.
This guy doesn't go away, bro.
He does not go away.
Damn, man.
Actually, he is going away. But for only 2
For a
years.
little bit.
I mean,
He is truly the I've used this analogy in the past. He is the horror flick that has jumped the shark with the 8th rendition of it, like Saw or Jason or Freddy Krueger. He keeps coming back.
Series.
Langston, we're gonna start with you with this episode.
Yeah.
The word is 6ix9ine thought he was getting out. We all thought he was getting out pretty soon.
Mm-hmm.
The judge felt, and I felt like, it was the right call. He needed to be taught a lesson. How do you feel about 6ix9ine having to sit for an additional year before he comes back and parades on the streets again?
I mean, how much was he looking at? 40 something?
50 Jones.
So he's gonna sit there for another year. I feel like, call me Captain Obvious, but he's getting off easy. And he's doing a lot less time than people that he was involved with, people that he sanctioned to do some stuff for him. Right. So, fuck 6ix9ine.
Wow. Okay. Dini.
That was intense. I feel, first of all, there ain't gonna be no extra year because you'll have to do like 85-90% of the time. He might be out by the summer.
By the summer, yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I feel like he's gonna open the door for this to be the new wave, like especially if he's accepted on arrival. Right. Like, don't do anything with anyone. You are getting told on. Like, you know what I'm saying? This is the new.
It's a valuable lesson.
He is the now gateway to just telling now.
So what you saying to me, Deanie, is just so that the listeners are clear.
Let's go.
What we see with 6ix9ine constantly unfolding is the beginning of the new wave of snitching.
Yes, like if you the 10 toes down scenario is out the window.
So 10 toes up, curled up. Pause.
Gone, bro.
We got a bug in the room. I just have to swat it. He wanted to be part of the round table. It's a little annoying. Sin, what up, bro? I mean, I know you're gonna keep it short and sweet because you said all you can say about 6ix9ine. But for anyone who doesn't know, Sin, how do you feel about 6ix9ine?
Fuck that guy, man.
Okay.
Forever and a day. Fuck him.
So even when he gets out,
Even more so when he gets out, man.
$10 million deal on the table when he gets out.
Oh God, man. But I mean, to your point, Deanie, when people see certain moves being made and they notice how it can be lucrative,
Monkey see, monkey do.
that becomes a wave. You know what I mean? Because the money and the bag has always been important, but like in this era, it's all about the bag, right? So like, you know what I mean? If young kids coming up see, I could do like a little 1 year, 2 year skid bid and come back and get the super duper bag.
That's what I'm saying. Like you're taking it like this. The no snitching. Snitching had a real big negative to it. You know, the streets, the once you lose the streets, I mean, it's hip hop music. You lose a lot, you know. But it ain't even like that no more. It's not.
You don't need the street support. You just need the, you know what I mean? You need the as long as you got the machine behind you, they'll convince the streets to fuck with you again. You know what I mean? So
and that's what's gonna happen when 6ix9ine come home.
Yeah.
What would you do
know,
if
man.
your life was against the wall? Wouldn't you have done it too? And they gonna butter it up, make it sound pretty.
I mean, we kind of did that ourselves.
We kind of did.
You know,
Yeah.
we gave the perspective. But again, for all the listeners, right? It's not okay. I was listening to Saturday Night Radio earlier today, and I forgot who the artist was who was talking about snitching. And he said, "Yo, once you snitch, your entire family tree is tainted. You can no longer be honorable." You know, not to say that 6ix9ine was ever an honorable guy. He obviously used an opportunity to get where he had to go, and salute to his pockets. But the route you took, you know, gang members gonna gangbang. For you to use this as an avenue for fame, as opposed to really being in that shit, because like we always talk about it, we sidewalk niggas. We not outside. we like women. We like our lives. We don't need to have to remember stuff when people ask you to know your lingo. You gotta remember everything. Being a gang member is hard work. You know what I'm saying?
Codes, signs.
You know what I mean? So for me, it's like, for you to use that as an opportunity, and even if he was being used, bro, if you did that, you gotta go sit. Fair is fair. You know what I mean?
You're sending people to do deeds,
because it wasn't like boom, like we're the Rap Roundtable and we added a fifth member and they just ran around with us, bro. You was partaking in the activity. You can't say you was just with them. You was in that shit,
Right.
Giving orders.
Yeah. So from that perspective, you gotta go, bro. I don't feel bad for you. You know what? I agree with the judge because you know what? You need to be in jail. Not on no fancy ass jail neither. Go stay with some killers and some real niggas and see how you like that shit. That's what you wanted, right?
Quick question.
What's up?
Who you think will be the first artist to work with him when he come out?
I don't think it's anyone we value.
Nah.
I don't think it's anyone we value.
If the bag is hitting,
I don't think so,
I
bro.
don't know.
You know what it is? Because again, it's not even about money anymore. Like if it's gonna be an artist, it's gonna be a young artist who's like the clout era artists are gonna do it.
Meek Mill with all the
Meek-
reform.
Nah.
That's what I'm
Meek's
saying.
not-
It's gonna be one of these clout chasing young
all the
little
criminal
dudes.
reform. Hey,
No.
maybe, you know.
Meek's not doing it.
Like what about an artist that he's worked with before that seems that in the past was
No.
friendly with, like A Boogie, for example?
No.
I don't think so either.
I don't think they would look at A Boogie sideways.
If I'm not
I
mistaken,
would.
More of a singer though.
But the problem is
It don't matter.
because we live in the clout / perception era. It has to be a person who has nothing to lose.
Right.
That's why I'm like, it's not gonna be someone we're looking at already. It's gonna be some dude who probably just want to go viral. You know what I mean?
Makes sense.
Right,
A dude
yeah.
with a tattoo on his face.
Somebody maybe
Yeah.
who wants to come back.
You got nothing to lose, just everything to gain
Right.
out of it. You know what I mean?
I'm not even sure if Daniel Hernandez, I gotta call his government name, is gonna be a rapper when he come home. Like, I just don't see it.
I'm not sure either.
I saw it more beforehand, but
flip
then it's like I felt like after we did our episode, like I kind of felt like even with the way people were responding to the episode in the comments, like there's a shift. Like I think there's a lot of people leaning towards Sin with the fuck out of here when it comes to 6ix9ine. It's gonna be on the kids, like I said. I think the kids will decide where 6ix9ine goes.
I think he needs to be more worried about his safety than a rap career.
If you're coming home to 10 million, you're gonna have some security, bro.
Yeah.
I
Top
don't-
notch.
Not for nothing, bro. Like I feel like all of the stories, because he ended up staying for that extra year, I'm starting to believe that all of those stories that came out about the 10 mil, about him coming home this day and that day, the moving target, which was his exit, I don't believe any of it anymore. I feel like it was all bullshit.
Yeah.
I feel like they were building a facade for his arrival. At this point, it depending on what happens in jail, because now you in jail with these niggas.
Right.
You got to deal with them. Witness protection is not off the table anymore. It wouldn't surprise me if he's Daniel Hernandez.
How the hell are they gonna protect him though?
There's
Like,
no protecting him.
that's the thing. You can't protect him.
Cut his hair, grow a beard.
You can't even.
He
you
got
can't-
the
tattoos on
and-
his
Get
face.
those removed, bro.
But you can't even drop a podcast because people can trace you through your IP address, bro.
You know, you can change that.
I don't know, like how technologically adept are like street niggas. I don't know.
Bro.
I don't know. Maybe
Hire somebody that can do it.
Exactly.
Not a street nigga.
You get a street dude, get one of these tech savvy cats.
Right.
Let me see what his location is. Boop,
That's a
boop.
fact. That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? But anyway, let's move on. The next
But
big piece
at
of
the end of the day, fuck that guy.
okay. The next big piece of business that came through our airwaves, that actually made us shuffle our lineup a little bit, was Aubrey Graham, in his feelings once again about Pusha T. And it's like, and I got a little joke for the listeners who, even the Drake fans. There was a young lady on Facebook. I was scrolling through the comments as I always do, and she was like, she said, yo, he should just stop talking and just stick to the rapping and the fly talk on, like the fly post on Instagram, because when he talks, he ruins the wet dream for her. And now, so if you're a female listener of the Roundtable,
Shouts to her.
you know what I mean? All the female listeners, I want to know if you agree with that. Does Drake talking ruin the boner for you? Like, is it less than? I'm gonna post this on the gram. Respond to
Hey,
it.
Jeray, holla at us.
You
Let
know
us
what
know.
I'm saying? like I don't even know if she likes Drake, to be honest. But any woman who's messing with Drake, does his talking ruin everything for you? Do you want him to just be silent when you meet him? Is that what it is? But I'm gonna bad lead off for a change with this topic. This whole Drake and Pusha T thing. I think the thing that annoys me the most about it is Drake keeps treating it like it was a right now issue, and he keeps trying to poo-poo Push, when in reality, most people know Push was calling you out from the time you came out.
Forever.
Years.
Yeah. Years.
Again,
Yeah.
Exodus
And
came
your
out in
big homie.
2012.
Yes. That
Right?
record is hard.
Right? He's been ringing your phone, Drake. At some point, why is he not like taking any accountability for the fact that you picked up that phone when you knew all of my other years you knew you shouldn't have answered it? At some point, you got so big and you started smelling yourself. I feel like the Meek thing and whatever the comment thing, I think he really started to feel like he was untouchable. Bro, like you knew, your better judgment knew not to answer the phone. So why pretend like this is some new dude with a new issue and you didn't get checkmate? It wasn't even about Adidon. From the time Infrared came out, he touched your spirit with one bar. It wasn't like Infrared was all about Drake.
It was
think he-
written like Nas,
I
but
don't
it
think
came
he
from
knew
Quentin.
It was one bar.
I don't think
That's
he
a tough
knew
bar.
how much impact
He
Pusha.
knew.
I don't think he knew not the impact
No,
those songs
true,
would
true,
have.
true,
Hell
true.
no. He figured I'm Drake, but that would supersede everything else.
For you to run from a rapper for that long, you knew that this dude has smoke for you. Maybe not Adidon smoke, not the
he's
bombshell.
always touching him though.
Right. So it's like, why pretend like you don't know what it is in this interview? Like if anything, you're a big enough deal to where you could have told this man, because it was no one's thinking about Drake versus Pusha. You was throwing subs at your little party, put on Adidon right now. I bet to see who will put it on. Trying to be funny in Joe Budden's live. Remember we talked about that. So it's like, you so pressed, bro. If you just move on, we'll never talk about it again.
That's the funny part about it. The fact he keeps mentioning it just goes to show how much it
Burning him.
sizzles.
It's like a hot knife.
But I mean, in fairness, he was asked about it. He was asked a lot.
You're right. But
things
this
in
is what I'm
that
saying.
interview. It's a
If you
2-hour interview.
know your spirit can't take it, you're a big enough artist to say, I don't want to talk about
Yeah,
Pusha.
that's a fact.
That could have been put on the table from the rip.
That's a fact.
To me, it feels like he want round two, but he doesn't want to throw the haymaker. He wants Push to start it. I feel like you said, was it you who said that Drake might have some smoke for him on the back end?
Maybe.
And I feel like he's trying to bait Push, but he don't want to start it.
But I'm thinking as hard as I can. I mean, what could he talk about besides the drug raps? Like, all you do is talk about drug raps.
But and there's another thing, Sin. I'm gonna come to you, bro, because I'm aggy about this. He keeps talking about Pusha T, like Pusha is a fraudulent drug artist,
And
right?
like he wasn't a fan.
Right, and like he wasn't a
Like he
fan.
wasn't a
But
fan.
it's like the issue I'm having is like, how can your Degrassi acting, blackface wearing ass question
Listen,
what
man.
Pusha T was doing when you were a teenager?
Simple.
How,
Listen.
Sin?
Simple.
Here's the thing. It's basically what you were saying earlier. Like Drake is just drunk off his own stardom at this point. To the point where
Applaud you.
Yeah, and to the point where like, you know what I mean? Here's my thing with that interview and that portion of it, right? Out of all the things that they talked about, you could clearly see in his face that his gears were turning in his head.
He was trying to find the right words.
The right words, trying to like finesse it, trying to make it sound like I'll give him credit, but I don't want to make it sound like it touched the soul, or anything like that.
It ain't
like,
that big of a
But
deal.
he's not good enough of a liar to hide the fact that we're seeing your soul through your face as
but that's exactly my point. It's like he's so. And I feel this from his music too, which is why I'm not a fan. Is that he's just like he believes his own lies. You know what I mean? Like he talks himself into.
Hit the ding on
I
that,
feel
bro.
he talks himself into believing that no, I don't care. That Pusha T, I'm rich, I'm famous.
Facts.
I got like all these hit records with everybody. I'm in this genre. I'm in that genre. But at the end of the day, if you have that spirit of hip hop and MCing in you, you're gonna care if you took that L. You know what I mean? You're gonna care. And for him to sit in front of Elliott Wilson and be that like that and be like, no, like I'll give him the credit, but at the end of the day, like, no,
That's
that
why
nobody's gonna believe
back
that.
off of what you just said. I think Drake is trying to like because we live in an era today where you can kind of like mull over anything.
Yeah,
and I think he's trying to just keep twisting it.
Well,
He
what
He's trying
else?
to change the narrative.
Yeah, until we just like, yo, the Pusha T had a rap battle with Drake. He just keeps twisting it and twisting
Right.
it. And the avid listener like us, we know the vibes. But if you're just tuning in, like it's gonna brush you all over.
And then for him to try to twist it now into, but we don't believe his raps or I don't believe his raps or whatever. It's like, but you was a fan. You admitted to being a fan of Clips from the gate. How is
You
that
have a
different?
signed microphone.
Man, Jesus.
And he was like, I still got it upstairs. Nah, so you know what? So then just
Come on, son.
So then if you still got that signed microphone in your house, then just leave it alone,
and then-
man.
and then
Just
in the
let the L
ironic-
sit. Don't talk about it. If whoever comes to you saying, "Yo, I want to do this
Nah,
interview,"
we're not
with
talking
you.
about that.
Nah, let's let the Pusha T thing to
He
rest.
had a good
Well,
song.
that's
He did
what-
his thing. That's it. Let
Yeah.
it
He tried to spin it. Like, he battled him and he lost. And, I mean, Drake's a smart guy. He knows that.
I
And
don't think Drake is smart at all.
I think Drake.
You don't
is
think
smart.
so?
He's gonna convince.
I think he's smart outside of the realm of hip hop, but I think in this game he constantly gets exposed when he opens his mouth.
You don't think he's self-aware enough to realize that at least the popular consensus is that Pusha got the better of him?
If he, you know what? Yes, but I think that self-awareness is working against him because he's so self-aware that he's trying to push the narrative.
That's
to where
exactly what I'm saying.
Pusha is a peon. Like
Right.
the thing is, it's like he double talks. He's like a politician, but not very good.
Right,
It's like,
right.
Yeah, I lost, but I didn't get outbarred. But he's nobody. Like which one is it, Drake? You know what I'm saying?
And then
he's not making a lot of
sense.
sense.
Then he tried to push that whole, but there's rules to this shit and whatnot. Like,
But
he tried
then,
to push that again.
But then
Like,
Sin, when he said that, he ended up saying that he didn't mean it that way. But then his explanation made it sound like he meant it the way he said it. What the fuck, Aubrey? You know what I'm saying? But then it's like, and the funniest part of it is that him losing and his reaction to the L is probably the most hip hop moment Drake has ever had. Because in reality, most rappers don't want to lose.
It's a fact.
The pain of that L, you know what I mean? Like I was
Especially if you're the
listening.
top guy at the
I
time.
listened to like guys in the '80s when they battled. That loss meant some shit. And I'm seeing him spit, like his shit hurts. And I kind of want him to battle Pusha again, because to me it was like he had the chance. But Drake was in the same spot Meek was in after back-to-back drop. He had Drake. He had Drake dead to rights, and he dropped that. Hold on, Dini.
Talk to me.
He had this dude dead to rights, and Meek dropped the bullshit record. Same situation. Drake didn't say shit. He had Pusha in the open, bro.
That's true.
Like, what happened?
That's true.
But then you crying on the barbershop, you crying with Elliott Wilson, you crying to your fans, you talking funny in comment sections. This shit is like he's a sucker.
twisting it.
Yo, he's a sucker, bro. I'm
Twisting it.
sorry.
I think he's
sucker
really
shit to me,
he's
bro.
really just mad at Pusha because that exposed baby
Oh,
thing.
you just
I think
talking about
that's
my
what
friend.
did it.
Do we think that Pusha crossed the line?
No.
Bro, he talked
It's
about the
hip-hop,
man's
bro.
wife before the kid even came out.
Yeah, I agree with y'all. It's a question worth asking though.
You
man.
right. But again, we talk about skeeted in your Jeep, left counters on your baby seat. Well,
Yo.
I didn't think
First-
that was
first-
across. I didn't think that was
First of
across the
all,
line either.
I fucked your wife.
nigga.
But this was after Nas attacked Jay's heterosexuality.
But what
That's
I'm
a lot
saying
of
is-
attacking the heterosexuality of a man that tapped your baby
But-
mother.
but
Like
what
really?
we're saying is that in some of the greatest battles of all time,
It gets
and
ugly.
in hip hop, and then even like roast culture, hip hop and roasting is not that far apart. Everything is on the table. Your fit, your look, your orientation, your personal life. If niggas know your shit, is gonna be on the table.
But I think the only
thing, bro. It's-
The only thing that shouldn't be on the table is a nigga's kids. And but it's not Pusha wasn't attacking his kid. He was
Right.
attacking him
Right.
for not acknowledging his
for
kid.
being a fraud.
And that's why I think it's
And
okay.
here's my point to this: if she was like a nurse or something, and he was just keeping the kid low, that'd be one thing. You know what I'm saying?
porn
star,
He
bro.
was hiding this kid. You know what I'm saying? It's the difference between laying low and hiding, bro.
Because a megastar shouldn't be impregnating a porno star.
And don't listen.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
if I impregnate a porn star, I'm not hiding that kid. Like I don't give a fuck what y'all niggas think.
You are not the thirsty. I mean, he's not the thirsty degenerate.
That's
You are,
right.
You know, but
At the end of the day, Drake feels like he can talk himself
Up.
out of any situation, or
Spin it.
talk himself into spinning any narrative so that the public will believe his narrative. And in this case,
You think he thinks we're that
not
dumb?
We're not buying
yes,
Probably.
Yes.
Yeah.
yes.
Well,
it. Or his
keep
his
doing it,
fans,
right?
most
or-
media conglomerates thinks the general public is dumb. You know, so
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
hey, to me, it looks like the way he looked in that interview, he reminded me of Scarface right before Scarface died.
Shit,
Coked up, paranoid, believing his own bullshit, just waiting to be taken out.
loaded Mac.
He better leave Pusha alone, bro. Because Pusha, when he dropped Adidon, he had more smoke. Pusha left it alone. I feel like if you pick up that phone again, Aubrey, you won't be here no more.
And there's just so much to talk about.
Because Pusha might not be a pop star, but whatever hood relevance Drake has, I think will be completely erased if he continues
Bad
this.
word.
You know what I mean? Another bad word emo situation, and it pains me to say this, it involves Dame Dash. You know, he's been I don't want to say a media run, but he's done some podcasts, and he's talked about his relationship with Jay, feeling like Jay-Z robbed him. The relationship got severed because of some shady things that Jay-Z's done. We've talked about the shadiness that is involved with Jay-Z in the past. I just feel like I don't like, why now, Dame? You know, I don't know who's been following it closely. Whoever wants to take it in, you comfortable talking about it?
I didn't even really.
Yeah. I mean,
dig
Dame,
into that
what's
story.
going on with it? You know,
It's just. I mean, it's sad to see, man.
Yeah.
but
yeah.
this is
It's
nothing
just
new
sad
with
to
him.
see.
Like maybe it's gone off the rails recently, but I mean, ever since the breakup and even well before that, like Dame is just a guy, and I hope whatever. Like he just will not shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
All he does is talk, and I mean, there are stories, stories on stories about how Dame is difficult to deal with.
I mean, you want to talk about drunk off his own fame, like.
Yeah.
Like Dame just like forever is thought that he was just like untouchable. He could talk to anybody whatever way he wanted to,
Still.
and still does.
And when
To
you're
this
relevant,
day.
it's cool. And we're seeing his relevance fade away, and now it's just sad.
Yeah,
But ironically, Dame is more relevant now than
about
he
to just
was
say, like,
about
Dame is still
8,
mentioned.
9 years ago. Because
Yeah.
he's used social media, in fairness, and the couple of interviews that he does get, he still used, like he did remember the Breakfast Club
controversial.
interview? Yeah, he takes snippets from that interview and he posted on his Instagram. So he's feeding somebody.
He loves
me, but
he loves the attention.
What's the one he said? Everybody know Jay-Z's a what? What was it again? Everybody
Jay-Z's
knows.
a
Snake was it Snake?
Snake. I think it
or
was
something like
Snake.
that.
Yeah.
Everybody knows he's a snake.
He was trying to say that he was trying to take Aaliyah from him. He was saying a lot of crazy shit, man.
That
Dame
too.
be
It was that
wildin', bro.
interview, and then it's the fact that he felt like Jay shysted him with the Rockefeller deal at the end. He was
Like,
talking.
yo,
He
let
was
it
talking
go,
about
man.
how like basically Jay was separating himself from Rockaway and Rockefeller, and then ended up getting paid off and keeping the name and,
and the whole
everything
dealing
like that.
with Aaliyah too, while working with R. Kelly.
Well, the whole thing was, I'm not even sure who had Aaliyah first, because I swear I see so many pictures with
I
Jay-Z
swore
and
Hov had her
Aaliyah.
first,
That's
bro.
how I be feeling, you know? Like
we
when
don't know.
met them in person,
We don't
it
know.
was Jay. It was Dame and Aaliyah in person when I met them.
Hey, look.
They were booed up crazy.
I just work here. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. But it's like, when I see it, I feel like I see a hurt individual.
Oh, yeah.
A part of me is wondering if he's doing this now because he's trying to get Jay-Z's attention. Like why is it that Jay? We talked about this on the again we talk about a lot of things on the round table. We had the situation when it was Nas, Cam, and Jim on stage with Jay, but no Dame. Like, why is it that Jay won't get next to Dame? What is the relationship about
Dame is
Jay?
not an artist. Dame should not be on stage with
cultural,
the artists.
Bro, you know it's cultural.
I get it, but
imagine if God rested dead, if Big and Puff fell out. We would want to see the moment when Big and Puff got back together.
Suge Knight had words about Puff being all in the videos. Dame got a little bit of that in him, and it's obnoxious.
It's cultural still, bro.
I could do without it. Like, the artists belong on stage.
I like Dame.
Oh my
Come on, he's entertaining.
but Dame is. He's comfortable being the bad guy. He doesn't care about.
Oh,
he
loves it.
being the bad
He
guy.
loves it.
I respect
That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean?
I respect that.
I think he want that get back, bro. You think about him. That's like the final ring for Thanos' gauntlet. You know, as Jay-Z. Everything else. You think about everything from our fun time, our era.
Yeah.
Every beef or everything that's happened has either been put to bed or they came together, collaborated. All of that. The final piece of the Infinity Gauntlet is Jay-Z and Dame making amends.
You think that would happen?
Everyone
I
knows
got
Jay's
hope.
a snake.
I don't
making
think
amends.
that will ever happen.
I think
'Cause
Dame
Dame don't know how to act,
The
bro.
only thing I can say is that as much as Dame cries about Jay, I felt like Dame is probably a big part of why Jay did what he did, because to me, Dame is a dude who might get you a situation, right?
Yes.
Say not me and you, Dini.
Yeah.
I'm Dame Dash, you're the rapper. I get you the deal. I'm fun, I dance in your videos, but Dame is the kind of guy, like, he would be like, yo, Dini, but I put you on. Dini, but I put you on.
And where you think of you're bigger than me,
Right.
even though I'm the rapper, kind of. You know
I'm
what saying?
going into these offices and I'm misrepresenting the Dini brand.
Yeah.
I feel like part of why Jay did what he did was because after a while, and it's been documented, Dame was a bit of an asshole. And when it's big business and big money, we don't want to deal with the asshole part.
I wouldn't be surprised if somebody sat Hov in the room and just said, "Yo, you get a lot further if you just get away from this guy."
That's what I'm.
a
Thank
lot
you,
further.
Dini. I'm
Lot
wondering if that's where the relationship severed. But Jay was never honest with Dame
You
enough.
remember the whole thing? You having interviews with my artist?
Yes.
That
There's
was
a
because
lot
of
of
that. Because Hov was already working behind his back. You know what I'm
Yo,
saying?
I was listening. Jay-Z's catalog just got back on Spotify, so I've been doing a deep dive. I was listening to just a week ago from Volume 2. The narrative on that track, kind of prophetic. I'll just throw that out there about two hustlers that came up together. Then one, he runs out of money and is in prison and is calling his man to like bail him out.
That's why I love old Hov. A
Yeah.
lot of up until I would say, let's say Volume 3 Hov, a lot of it is apropos to right now. You know what I'm saying? Like Jay kind of mapped this whole run out within his first 2 to 3 albums.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you saying that is like right on par, because it's like Jay, he's a snake.
He's a businessman.
But he kind of told you how he was operating from reasonable all the
Yeah.
way
Right.
through like Volume 2. We knew the kind of person we was dealing with.
It's like if you fucking with a chick and you tell her from day one, like, listen, this is what it is, and then she want to trip just because, like, y'all nothing. It's like, yo, you knew this from day one. Like, we
Hov-
knew
it
what Jay was from day
Hov
one.
is a hyper capitalist.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's not. You can't even find a record where he
You're
said
not
he
gonna
was a
get in
good
this
guy.
way.
Jay has told you he was a
No.
bad person many times on wax.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? All right. We got another thing on a more positive note. Just wanted to throw it, just to get y'all opinions of it, not to necessarily report anything. I saw in the Daily News the other day that there's a $3.5 million grant approved for a hip hop museum in the Bronx. I'm the only person who's not from uptown at this table, so I just wanted you guys' opinions about like how y'all feel about a hip hop museum uptown in the
Could it
birthplace.
be in a better place?
No.
Beautiful, man. Beautiful. I'd heard about the plans for it like some time ago, but now like there's actually some steps being taken and money being provided for it. So it feels more official now. It feels like this is something that we could really see happen in the next couple of years.
They
And
didn't mention where in the Bronx, did they?
I think 149th and Grand Concourse.
Okay.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah. I think they're where the post office is.
Oh, okay.
I think they
That's
got
super
space there.
beautiful.
Don't quote me on
College.
this.
Yeah, I mean that's close. That's
Yeah.
that's close to where Kool Herc is from. So
Yeah, don't
Well,
quote
no,
me on that.
Kool
But I
Herc is
think
from
that's what I heard.
Sedgwick, no? And we don't got to get into this.
Yeah,
This doesn't
so-
matter.
just let y'all know Jamaicans started hip hop. But proceed.
that is true.
I mean, it's a derivative of reggae.
Indeed.
That's why dancehall always. Cartel was good. He's a rapper in my opinion.
Macho.
But anyway,
But yeah, no, this is beautiful news, man. Like, it's something that needs to be done. Like, rock and roll has its own
Right,
Hall
right.
of Fame.
Indeed.
So hip hop museum here in New York, here in the Bronx, where it started. That's what's
beautiful.
up.
It's beautiful. Lang, any more takes on that? Or you just happy
Yeah,
to see it?
listen, I mean, hip hop culture has been so commodified at this point that I am hopefully optimistic. I do worry though, whose hands this is going to be placed in.
Yeah, sure.
If this will be placed in the right hands and if it will be handled properly. I think that if it is, then it can be a beautiful thing. If it's not, then it can be a disaster. So, I'm thankful that the opportunity is there. I just hope that it's handled properly. That's my take.
My whole thing is, I'm here for it more because now we have a source. A lot of times, hip hop, more than any other genre in the world on any entertainment field, it's through word of mouth.
Yeah.
You could go to a film museum, right? You could go to a rock and roll museum, R&B museum. They're there. Art museums are based on art, right?
Yeah.
So I think it's time for us to have a location, as opposed to me telling my future kids about rap. I can take my future kid to the Bronx, call Dini, yo, Dini, I'm uptown, and pull up and show him this is what you derive from.
Like in the hood, like
Right.
that shit would be crazy,
trap.
man.
Because
Word.
think about it. Before this, we always have to tell our youngins, you should listen to this. This is what this is what it came from. This is my pops, your pops, whoever. This is what it's all about. Now I can just say, look, youngin, here. You didn't believe me when I told you. It's written in your face.
In that
you
way,
know?
I feel like we kind of like are from the best era in that way.
Of course.
'Cause we got the 80s, we got the 90s, and we still evolved into listening to what's hot now. You know what I'm saying?
Our era
Well,
is
some
right in the
of us.
middle. Stop it,
I was thinking.
Send the rap snob.
but when I call you old, you get upset. See, I don't see. You can't win. But anyway,
Yo, where that J-Mo at? Somebody pass me that.
just quick tangent. Allegedly, Wack 100 got beat up by Nipsey. R.I.P. Nipsey's
I got some
bodyguard.
takes on this.
I just want to know how y'all feel quickly about that. You know, if it happened, I'm glad it couldn't happen to a better guy.
Yo,
That's all I got.
videos looking for that, bro.
Yo, here's my question: who is Wack 100, and why is his name? Why
He's a
did he got
manager. He manages
Wack in his name?
He manages Blueface. I don't know why Wack is in his name. He's a guy from the West Coast in the industry. I never heard of him before this either. But he does have some juice in the industry on the West Coast. Here's can I offer up my take? He said that because in the light of Nipsey passing, and we love Nipsey's music and what he represented to the culture here at the Roundtable. A lot of people were calling Nipsey Hussle a legend, and all Wack 100 said was like, Dr. Dre is a legend. Are we putting Nipsey Hussle on the same tier as Dr. Dre? And all he said was like, no, he's not a legend. I don't think that that's egregious. Now, if someone that knew Nipsey had an issue with that and chose to handle it in that way, I have no issue with men handling their problems with their hands, not involving other weapons. I think that's fine. That's between them. But I don't think what Wack 100 said is sacrilegious. I don't.
All right. I mean, I'm not mad at
I don't
you.
either.
Just the timing of it is
ugly.
weird.
Maybe.
Ugly.
I mean,
He could have, like what exactly was the context around the conversation?
I don't know. I don't know what the context was.
You pretty much surmised it pretty well though. Like,
But look. Fuck the context. Not even anything against what you saying, D.
Yeah.
It's not even the what. And I've gotten in trouble for this a lot of times. It's not what you say, it's how you say it.
Yeah.
It was more of a dismissive tone in which he said it.
That's true.
That I felt rubbed people the wrong way. On top of the fact that who the fuck is Wack 100?
But he cleaned
to
it
say
up.
that
Exactly.
shit?
My
But
point
yo,
to
towards the
begin
end,
with.
though.
Listen, Nipsey has people to defend. Nipsey does not need us to defend him.
You're right.
And Nipsey, someone that knew Nipsey and loved him, chose to handle it.
And I feel
so
like
we don't need to handle it in.
And I feel like the culture in and of itself overall decided that Nipsey was a legend.
Yeah.
It's not up to Wack 100 to say he's not a legend.
But
We
Wack
are-
100
as a-
has an opinion.
But he probably was
as
the
a
worst
people-
person to speak on it though.
Right.
He probably was the worst person.
I don't know if this is true, and being because of where we're from, maybe we shouldn't speak on it, but I did hear that Wack 100 is from a neighborhood that might
That
not,
rivals-
but
the
that
whole
might
thing
have
is,
beef with
you're,
Nipsey's
you're,
neighborhood.
you're the manager of the guy who, no offense, has kind of been hugging his nuts for the last couple of months.
Hugging
you know what
who's
I'm
nuts?
saying? Game has been all
Oh,
over
is he?
Nipsey.
I knew he was Blueface's manager. I didn't know he managed Game.
Game.
I didn't know that.
And everything Game's been doing has been Nipsey related. So if you rock with Game and you're going against Nipsey, who
Yeah,
rocks
but
with Game.
Game is his own man. Game doesn't speak on behalf of Wack 100.
That's
Wack,
true.
Wack 100 is his own man. And listen, he said some shit, and you can feel however you want to feel about it. But again, you know, Nipsey was great for the culture, for what he represented. He made some dope ass music.
I think he worded it bad. I think he meant to say.
If you say he's not a legend, that's not shade. Like,
no. You can die a legend, and you can become a legend after you die. You know what I'm saying?
So here's my take on that. I think if we're speaking like strictly musically, all right. He said if he had said, all right, you know, he didn't have the time in the game to be called a legend, or he didn't have enough material out, or whatever.
He said numbers.
Okay, so
talking about records sold. That's what he said.
Well, okay, cool, right? But I'm already gonna have an issue with anybody that will base anybody's legendhood
on numbers,
on just strictly numbers. That's bullshit off the top.
That's fair.
Right out the gate. But beyond the music and the numbers, what everybody collectively learned about Nipsey Hussle and what he was doing in this community, and what his hustle was, and what his mantras were, and just for the people, for the hood.
Real,
you know what I mean? Getting
that's where his legend comes from.
Right, exactly. Right. Getting like computer labs and whatever in his hood.
Yes.
To try to uplift the youth and his people.
That's
Ain't
right.
too many people try to build anything where they're from, bro.
And all of that, that being in his music too. And we started seeing. Well, obviously we can't see the future or see what would have happened, but we.
So
that Victory Lap album, that was a major fire upswing. You know what I mean? And we would have seen him climb more and more. The fact that he got taken out right at that moment, like that,
on the rise.
Exactly. The collection of everything that surrounded that situation. That's what
the culmination of
people feel is legendary at this point. That's what makes people feel like.
So in other words,
he's got legend built into him.
You have to put the numbers into the proper like Big L. We would all agree Big L is a legend.
So then
right?
there's the argument right there.
You go.
Right. But if like someone said
Sean Price, he sold albums like that.
Different situation. But like if someone told me Big L isn't a legend.
Not a legend.
I'm talking about if we're
you
going
see,
off numbers.
now we're getting into it. It's not shade to say someone's not a legend. You can agree or disagree, but that's not disrespectful.
But again, it's not the what, it's the how.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Fair.
It was a dismissiveness about him. You know, like I could say Langston, I disagree, right? Or I could say the fuck out of here, Langston. I'm saying the same shit.
I feel like I get fuck out of here a lot, but you know, it's all love.
That's how we talk.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. I'm talking about if I don't know you. Like, you see, if I know who you are, you feel what I'm saying? So it's a different vibe. But if I'm just a dude speaking on the next man, and I'm basically on some dismissive shit, you inviting his people,
and he's not even alive,
right?
Bro.
You inviting his people to feel away and getting their feelings about it,
which happened. Right, and they handled it.
All right,
I would love to see that though. No offense.
Nah, but to Lang's point, like if there is some like type of like hood rivalry there, that's where I can see where he would be out of pocket talking about him. You know what I mean? I can see that. Other than that, like, you know, but either way, like what came to him.
But that's the weird part, because let's say Jov's your man, right? If something happened to Jov, I'm talking. Let me rewind this real quick. Jov is Nipsey, right? He passed away. Me and you are cool, but you know that's my man. You know what I'm saying? Knowing that you rock with me and that's my man, why would you even speak bad about him knowing he's my man?
That's what I'm saying.
My man.
That's what I'm saying.
Cancel that
like,
out right there?
The timing of it.
It's just bad.
You know what I
bro.
mean? The lack of self-awareness.
It's just bad.
Or just awareness in general. So like the fact that he came out his mouth like that, there
too
had
old
to have
to not
been
know better.
some
Wack
type
gotta be at least
of like
50.
animosity there from beforehand. But either way, like what came to him, and he deserved it.
But this is like we was talking about on Instagram because of the clout era. And Wack is not a rapper.
Nope.
Wack has made a name on the internet saying shit, like saying wild shit. Excuse me. It's not like we haven't seen Wack fight. We haven't seen him do anything. I'm not saying that he don't put work in. But what I'm saying is,
been the OG of OGs.
His fame on the internet is based on his commentary, things he's talking about within the culture. His speaking on Nipsey was another episode of that, but I felt like that you are not the one to say that.
Qualified.
And it's too soon for that type of talk. Like
ain't been a year, bro.
we talk about rappers who've passed away all the time, but in the time they pass them, we don't talk crazy about them. We let them have their time before we say how we really feel.
For sure.
Let it
You know what I'm
bleed.
saying? Like for you, like months, not even a whole year, not even a whole
year, bro.
8-9 months. You out here talking like this. It's like, brother, come on. You know what I mean?
Comfortable.
But anyway, we gotta move on.
do it.
Sorry, listeners, we lied. We said we was gonna be quick about it. We weren't. You probably know that by
We
now.
had some takes.
Yeah, we had some takes indeed. With this 2020's here, a new decade is unfolding. We want to look back at the previous decade. A divisive decade, maybe the most divisive decade in hip hop history.
Facts.
It might
you
just
telling?
be, bro. It might just be.
100%. 100%.
Albums. There was some standouts. There was some whack shit.
Of course.
But what I wanted to do right now for the listeners is, give them an idea what we thought were the best albums of the past 10 years. So at the round table, we all pick our own, not as opposed to having a consensus, we'll all pick our personal 5 best. Not our favorite, fellas. 5 what we think are the 5 best.
Don't sweat it, Dini. Just go with the 5 that you picked.
Pick your 5.
I like to go. Should I go first?
Yeah.
Okay, I wrote it down because I spoke a lot of weed.
Come on, son.
All right, don't kill me for this. I got Daytona by Pusha T. I got Watch the Throne, Jay-Z and Hove. I got Dark Twisted Fantasy, Kanye. I got Good Kid, Mad City. And I had to throw Astro World in there because I listen to that shit like every day.
Astro World. That's, you know what,
Every
Dini,
day.
that is a really good list.
I love that
The
album.
fuck are you talking about?
Had variety.
First one of the episode. Astro World.
I love the album.
Best of the decade. Top 5.
I listen to it every day.
I mean, there's some long lasting records on that.
First of all-
admittedly, okay.
Daytona #1.
I just threw a list, bro.
There was no
number
order.
Oh, there was no
I
order.
even
Okay.
had like 3
Got
I
you.
just I threw The Wizard in there as my
Wow, that is
Control System by Absol. Y'all probably didn't even listen to it.
okay.
And If You're Reading This Is Too Late by Drake. The album's beautiful.
Well,
I was thinking about picking that, but then you know what's funny? I took it off my list because I was like, I'm gonna hear Dini talking about his pen is questionable,
Yep.
and I removed it.
He didn't,
The nerve of you.
He didn't write this though.
it don't matter.
talking about-
Listen,
no,
we talking about
Quentin?
albums. We not
Supposedly
talking
wrote
about
this.
who wrote what.
No, that's what
we
I'm
talking
saying.
about how
Drake
good the
didn't write
album
it.
I
is.
heard
He
Dini in
performed
my
it.
head saying,
Right, that's what I'm
he didn't
okay,
write
okay.
it though.
He didn't write it. Shout outs to Quentin.
Who wants to go next?
I want to go next. Can
Alright,
I?
that's good.
Alright,
I
go
think
ahead.
my mic is off, so I'm just gonna talk
No,
really
you're
loudly.
good, you're good.
My mic is
Yeah,
off.
yeah,
Okay.
we hear you.
All right, so I'm sorry if I've been screaming for the last 5 minutes.
Bro, you're good.
Okay.
You're good.
So number 5, Bandana by Freddie Gibbs and Madlib.
Can't be mad at that.
The fuck are you talking
The
about?
album was actually a good album.
For the whole
Decade?
decade.
10 years.
Yo, you
Listen,
thought he was
wait,
wild.
let him
Wait.
pick, let him pick,
All
let
right,
him
but
pick.
you thought he was
Let him
wild
pick.
last
Let
episode.
him pick.
I got my list. Y'all got
Okay.
yours.
Let him pick.
Yeah.
Number 4, Daytona by Pusha T.
Okay.
My man.
Oh, you wait. You started from the bottom up?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Guys, relax.
But I didn't know y'all were doing it like top 5, like one.
I
two.
got my shit in
I
order.
just got 5.
It's fine.
I worked really.
Yeah.
I was really excited for this topic. Number 3, Good Kid, Mad City by Kendrick
respect
Lamar. Number 2, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy by Kanye West.
Had to.
So what is one?
Number 1,
Better not be a 2 Chainz album, bro. I'm gonna fight you.
No,
Or a Wayne album.
no, Kendrick.
Rapper Go to the League by. No, I'm just kidding. No.
Kendrick got
Pour the whole J-Mo on this
more
kid.
albums.
I was only kidding. Okay.
Okay.
Number 1 is To Pimp a Butterfly
Yes, it
by
was.
Kendrick
I
Lamar.
respect it. I knew
That was a
you
good
was
list,
on most
right?
people's
It's a
list.
solid
It's
list.
solid.
I feel like because the rap snob is who he is, he deserves to close the segment out.
Yes, go ahead.
So
I already know what he's picking.
I'm gonna go with my list.
Yeah.
I know you.
At number
You
5.
don't know. There's a sleeper in there.
Let's go.
I want to hear this because you be curveballing us sometimes.
I'm thinking it's just 2 artists, to be honest.
There's definitely a
At number
curveball.
5 for me, Watch the Throne. You know, my man
That is a really good pick. That's up there, yeah.
Sincere has scoffed at this album in many
Fire.
text message conversations between the two of
Yes,
us.
and I continue to.
I don't give a shit. It was a good album.
It was a good.
It was a great album.
Nah,
It was a great
it was
album.
one of the
Not
five-
about
It was
great.
a moment.
It
The
was
album
one of
was a
the
moment, bro.
5 best albums, in my opinion, of the last decade. A lot of people haven't, even caught that level. And the irony of it is that wasn't even Apex, Ye, and Hove, and they still gave us a near masterpiece. In my opinion, I don't care, Sin. I don't care.
I don't care.
Number 4 came late in the decade, but our list looks kind of similar. Daytona's number 4 for me.
Okay.
You know, it could have been a little bit longer.
Of course.
It could have had.
No, it was good because it was short.
Yeah.
Shakespeare said brevity is the soul of wit.
But I felt as
sweet.
though it was like, because it was 7 consecutive body shots with a haymaker at the very end. You couldn't
Starts off hard too.
It was like the best possible haiku you can ever imagine.
Yes.
Imagine.
Yo, shout out to
dumb
you,
niggas,
Jarv.
for you dumb niggas who don't know what a haiku is, look it up. You should have paid attention in English
Look
class.
it up
It ain't our
if
fault.
you
We
don't
fucking smart.
know.
Number 3 on this list. Damn, Kendrick Lamar.
Oh,
You know,
That's a hot take.
Hey,
okay.
man.
I liked Good Kid, Mad City. I wasn't too keen on To Pimp a Butterfly. What I felt about Damn was that he took those 2 projects and took the experiences along with those projects and made Damn. You know what I mean? Because he figured out that I have a core base, but I'm a megastar now, so I have to give them what they want
they
to.
need. You got to.
And he found a way to do that, in my opinion, without compromising himself. And I think a lot of artists, when they go commercial, they compromise themselves in the process. I felt like Dan was a body of work that it was still Kendrick Lamar, but if you don't want the super political shit, but you want a little bit of it, but you want to dance,
You want to vibe.
you want to vibe, that's what you got. Like, I'm actually anticipating where Kendrick goes next, because acoustically the sound of hip hop has changed a lot, and I want to see where he's gonna land. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree with that.
Number 2, and I know I'm gonna catch heat from you.
You
more-
being
more-
sincere, the
Oh,
rap
this is gonna
snob.
be a Future album. God damn it.
Yeah,
Oh no, Evolve.
DS2.
Is it Evolve?
Ah,
I just
God.
DS2.
So-
Number 2.
Yo, you picked the wrong
Dirty
Future album.
Sprite, baby.
Evolve should
No, I
be.
didn't.
Boo this man.
You know what? No, I didn't.
Listeners, let's boo Jarvis. Boo.
Where is my pitchfork? Where did I leave my
Album is-
pitchfork, man?
Album is beautiful.
See, you know, these rap snobs over
I
here.
wish I'm about to pass me the ice. I'm about to make the whole fake syrup
You
sound.
know what I'm saying? People can feel a way about Future.
Trap doesn't belong anywhere on this top 5 list.
You can scoff at Future all
They
you
should
want.
get a different list.
But if you think about where Future was before DS2 and where he was after DS2, you don't love Evolve without DS2. You don't love Purple Rain
But,
without DS2.
John, that's not the
my
question.
shit. I'm explaining myself.
I'm
sir.
sorry, bro.
Oh my God.
So yeah, I
This
gotta
guy-
snatch the ball from you like Will Smith in the
all I
fucking
hear
high school
is
game.
you don't like this piece of shit without liking that piece of shit. That's what I hear.
Oh no!
Oh shit!
Get out of this discussion, rap snob.
The
Fuck
snob.
you talking
What are you talking about?
The fuck are you talking
At the
about?
double time.
I'm sorry, Jar.
I remember, and I'm gonna get a little personal now.
Let's go.
I remember hearing trap niggas for the first time, and I was
Yeah.
like, "Yo, what the fuck is
Yeah.
this?" And it was like, I'm just driving in the whip, and I'm like, "Yo, this song
God
is
bless all the
amazing."
trap
And it
niggas.
was because it was like, in the past Future, I didn't like Future like that before.
Same.
Because it's like I couldn't understand the nigga.
Same.
But then he was vibing on trap niggas, and then it was fuck up some commas.
Y'all wake me
my
up when this
God.
story's
Ah,
over.
fuck off.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Then it was the Sisters record.
Thought it was a
Say,
drought.
you know what I mean? If that's
Over
your
two
best friend, I
sisters.
want to, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
Joints
Come
in there,
on.
man. Blow
Nah,
a
that
bag.
shit is fire. That shit
I
is
blow a
fire.
bag.
Come
dig.
on.
I don't do nothing for
Come
gays. Come on, bro. I
on.
had joints on there, bro.
That's a fact. That's
Was
a
it-
fact.
Was it? Nah, where they at was on. Where they at was on that too.
I believe so.
Yeah,
with
it
Drake.
was. It was on that.
You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
yeah.
Let me pull up my Album Music just to
Where
piss
your
Sin
ass
off
was at,
even
dog?
more.
While
What
you
you
do
did
that, I'm
for
getting
me.
It Was Written
Where the
vibes.
hell was Sincere
You know
when
how I
this
feel about
segment
It Was
came
Written
on?
versus
Yeah,
Illmatic.
I served the bass.
I served the bass.
Come on. Come on, Sin. Maybe you need to come around. The Percocet and Stripper joint. This album is a classic.
Yeah, you a
and the thing
hater,
is,
Sin.
the people like Sin who don't listen to trap don't understand how important DS2. Without DS2, there's no Quavo.
No!
There's no Gunna. There's no Lil Baby.
Yo,
all
Sincere,
the people
behave
been
yourself,
cooking for the
man.
last few years.
No,
No Travis Scott
no
to a certain
Gunna?
degree. All the
You don't
people
like Travis Scott either?
all the popular rappers, not the snoozeworthy niggas that Sin listens to,
38
All
special.
because of Future. And Future has spoke about the fact that a lot of dudes took his style and didn't even say thank you. They don't even consider him an inspiration.
That's
but
a
they
fact.
took his whole shit.
That's a
Said, I
fact.
don't care. Said, the fact that you've marginalized yourself to listen to only one kind of rap, that's your opinion, that's your prerogative. But that's fine. I listen to Future. I love Future. Future made one of the best albums of the last decade. And, you know, I don't have to explain the top one. My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy is the greatest rap album
It's
of all
got to be
time.
one or two.
Of all time.
Yeah.
I'll put that album over any other rap album.
It's
I'm
so
sorry.
good. It's so fucking good.
Now I'm gonna get out the way. Go ahead, Sin. You
man.
stupid ass list.
I cannot wait
Fuck
to hear
your
this.
I think I feel like it's gonna be two
Oh,
artists.
God,
I'm
imagine-
Let's say I'm wrong.
God, imagine no Quavo. What would I do without no Quavo?
How would you survive?
Or Gunna?
How would you survive
Oh,
with no Travis Scott?
Jesus.
How?
Travis.
You'd have to-
I almost put Travis on another list, but
Wow.
We'll
say that for later.
That's foreshadowing, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow.
Proceed, sincere.
save that for later. All right, I'm gonna actually go from the top down. Pause. Because I feel like the first three are pretty much pretty obvious, right? Pretty much gimmies. Number one, me. All right, you know that meme where it's like the two hands coming together. That's you and me on My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. No matter what else we disagree on,
Okay.
My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy is absolutely
We will always agree.
the album of the decade. Absolutely. It came
Number
out in
one?
2010.
From
Number one.
From your favorite artist.
Huh?
From your favorite artist.
Well, I mean, what happened since then, that's a whole other topic.
The prodigal
Facts.
son.
But I mean, he kicked off the 2010 decade
Beautifully.
incredibly. Like just a flawless album. Flawless. Number two, right? Will be Kendrick Lamar.
Which one?
Which one do you think?
To Pimp a Butterfly.
Mad Kid.
Nah, To Pimp a Butterfly is your shit.
To Pimp a Butterfly.
Okay.
Yeah.
To Pimp a Butterfly. Then number three is Kendrick Lamar again.
Oh my god.
Good Kid, Mad City.
I said two artists.
Damn.
Good Kid, Mad City.
I said
Oh,
two
really?
artists. Let's see if I'm
Yeah.
right or wrong.
Wow.
Yeah. I wasn't that. I don't know. I wasn't that big on Damn.
You love Damn in the first
Damn was
drop.
fine,
Did you
bro.
fall
I
out
thought-
of love with
no,
it?
no,
as
no,
you-
no,
as
no.
time-
Yo, I
for-
love
for
Damn.
that-
It wasn't in my top five.
For that year, 2017.
Okay,
I mean, it's not even my favorite Kendrick album. so I
That
can't.
that versus the Rick Ross album that came out that year.
Which one?
Right. The what was that Rick
God
Ross?
Forgives I Don't.
God, nah.
No. Anyway.
Disregard.
Yeah. For me, in that year, Damn was the album of that year. But when I put it up against Good Kid, Mad City, and To Pimp a Butterfly, it doesn't have that same gravitas to
Agreed.
me. For me,
Agreed.
Right? To Pimp a Butterfly is just like it's
a masterpiece.
but it's one of those albums that like is really divisive because a lot of people after Good Kid, Mad City were not expecting Kendrick to go in that direction, and he just went in a direction that fused jazz with funk and soul and
Spoken word.
with West Coast with
Yeah.
spoken
Now,
word.
this-
it just
What's the name of that
this,
joint?
this whole amalgamation of all these
with
different
the- with
things,
the,
and he did
come
all
on.
of it beautifully. Right?
Yeah, Damn
In
was just
fairness,
fire.
the black
Yeah.
of the berry, the sweet of the juice.
Fuego,
Yo,
was
when
probably
that
to me
record
his
dropped.
So
best,
hard.
his best rap performance
so hard. Pause.
of his career. I'm talking about the aggressiveness,
Yeah.
the pocket,
I agree.
the wordplay,
I agree, Joe.
the breathing,
Filthy.
everything about that was expert rap.
Filthy.
To be fair,
Good Kid, Mad City is more palatable for
Such a good album.
it was more of a West Coast album.
Yeah, it was more of a West Coast album, more of a West Coast vibe, more traditional West Coast music, more traditional West Coast hip hop.
Right.
So I reward To Pimp a Butterfly for the experimentation
Yeah, I love
and
that
to
King
pull it
culture.
off the way that he did. Right. So Good Kid, Mad City is gonna be number 3. Right. So To Pimp a Butterfly, then Good Kid, Mad City. Then number 4. Here's my curveball. Nobody. Matter of fact, take a guess. Anyway,
I'm
I
I'm
had
side
you on
eyeing
two.
this.
I have no idea what
two
to say.
artists, bro.
I'm just side eyeing this thing. I'm waiting for this
I
bullshit.
only had you on two artists. Kendrick and-
Nasir by Nas.
It's not
I
a
don't know.
Nas album. It
He
can't
hated,
be.
he hated that album.
now number 4.
The Baby or some shit.
Hell no.
Okay.
Is it?
It is Mac Miller.
Oh, the
Watching
Divine Feminine.
movies with the sound off.
Oh,
That album is incredible. If y'all haven't listened to that album, that Mac Miller album, if you're an Eminem fan out there and still holding on to Eminem's greatness, right? Listen to another white boy in the game that makes
You think it's better than
infinitely
Blue Slide Pop?
better music than Eminem has in the past 15 years. This Mac Miller album
Mac Miller's nice.
Mac
is
Miller
incredible.
nice.
Rest in peace. That dude was a lyrical genius. He
was fire.
And he was real calm about it. It was a real smooth, melodic flow that he mastered. And he got better at it from when he first... Because when he first dropped, I couldn't get with him. But with each project, it was like, all right, Mac.
Yeah.
Because he was so nice that you had to fuck with it.
But
Listen,
then-
man,
but then he
I was a
started-
Mac Miller fan early.
Yeah.
I think, God bless the dead. I love Mac Miller's music. I mean, to put him on your list, I think is really, really interesting.
I mean, because then he started producing, and he produced like his
Put
production
Bandana
work.
on your list, bro. Come on.
His production work
Yo,
is
that album is fire.
Verse
Y'all
of
gonna
the-
see
verse of the
10
year,
years from
too.
now.
Verse of the
You be
year,
like,
too.
yo, remember when Langston told y'all that this album was a classic and that y'all laughed at him? That's what's gonna happen.
The
But
album was
anyway.
gonna be remembered for Push's verse more than the album, but I digress.
Yeah, they say that about Illmatic too.
Oh shit!
you said that about an Illmatic.
A lot of people say that about Illmatic.
With that AZ verse.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Hey,
You
man.
said AZ outshined
Life's a
all of
bitch.
Nas and Illmatic.
History is the
Sam,
best
I think
teacher.
We on the lose lane. You see that look on his face? Yo, give us trying to lose you, bro.
Give us the fifth one, bro. Give us the fifth one.
Oh
my
man, number
God.
5. Here's a Nas album. Life
Whoa,
is
what?
good. Life is good.
What?
Life is
Yo,
good.
get the
number
fuck
5.
out of here with that bullshit.
You know, I'm not
Life
mad.
is
I'm just
good.
shocked as shit.
That album is like average.
Now that album has some heat
It's
on it, bro.
above average at best. What the
That
fuck are you
album
talking
is
about,
great.
Sid? Life is
That
good.
album is great.
Are
I
you
don't want to hear
fucking
no
crazy?
boost for anybody that
What the
put
fuck are you
Future
talking about?
in the top 5 of their hip hop albums of the 2010s.
Get the fuck out of here.
That Nas Life is Good
him
album
off
is
the stage.
beautiful.
No, it's not.
It's beautiful.
Decade?
Yes.
Yo, there was so much trap shit that was better than
Bro,
that.
this sounds
Nope.
like...
There's no way.
No,
It's
bro.
impossible.
Sin. This sounds like your personal favorite list, not what you think is the best of the decade, bro. That's what I'm getting from this list, bro.
Nope. Life is good.
Yo,
As I'm
you're the
looking at
most
track, there's some
arrogant
fire on this,
motherfucker
Mo. This
with
the
your
album's
list.
fire,
Oh
but
my god.
Top 5?
Life is good.
I mean, I love Where's the Love? Cocaine 80s was on that. That was fire. Cherry Wine was fire.
Cherry
Listen,
Wine.
I'm not saying the album was bad. We're talking
It
about
was-
the
it was a
5
mix-
best albums
it
of
was
the
a mix.
decade, bro.
It was
What
a
the
mix.
fuck?
It was a mix of his.
This is bullshit.
It was a mix of classic Queens shit with personal stories and personal anecdotes of his relationship. Woes,
I like the zone he's in right now.
going through his divorce and all that.
Yeah, I wish we could shut his mic off.
It was just a glimpse into a different side of Nas.
Sin.
Stop it,
it.
son.
Stop.
Yeah, you never see them two. they're in sync, and that says a lot right now.
What are you talking about?
Hey, look,
Life is good.
It wasn't a bad album. It was a good album.
Oh shit! It was
It was
a
good.
good album.
We're
It was
talking
good.
about the
Top
albums
5
that
though?
shifted the decade. We
know how
talking
you
about
said
guys.
Nas don't even like Life is Good. He don't even like it.
What are you talking about?
You tell them you can't name no other album that's better than that. Another album that came before that one.
I wanna just go home. Like what? What?
Crazy.
What? Life is Good?
You disappoint me, Sin.
Yes, sir.
Anyway.
That was
Next
a
topic.
good segment. Good segment. That was also.
I'm stunned.
Well, where we go from there?
Who? All right, guys. I gotta compose myself. Sincere just blew my mind.
Deep
with that.
That was a
Deep
doozy,
breath.
bro. I did not think that.
He killed me for Dirty Sprite. But didn't pick Life of all the Nas albums. Life is Good.
Not a bad album at
Not
all.
the
Top
Lost Tapes?
5
It's a good
of
album.
the decade.
Top
Lost
5 of the
Tapes 2?
decade.
Yeah. No.
Life
saying
is
shit.
good. I would say Life is Good is better than the Lost Tapes too. I think it's close.
They're all garbage, but you know.
This guy.
Yeah.
He's just trying to get a rise out of us.
Yeah,
That's
he
what's
knows,
happening.
No, don't do that Lost Tapes 2 like that. Y'all doing me. Don't do me
Your
that.
DD loves that album.
Did anyone? Oh wait, you almost had a Drake album.
Yeah, he was.
You
He was in
almost.
my,
I was thinking about, if you're reading this, it might be too late as well, because it was
Man.
of
So
all
nobody
the
at
Drake
this table
albums
put
at
a
the
Drake
hood.
album.
I'm surprised nobody had Take Care. That was like a
But
big
Drake
album.
doesn't make good albums. It's known that he makes great singles, but then when you put the album on, it's like, God, you're just skipping. Skipping.
I mean that'll be our take.
Skip. That's
People
what you're doing.
will, you know,
Skip. I'm gonna bust you up, Skip.
People will put Take Care up
yo,
there, though.
niggas is drunk
A lot
right
of
now.
people
If y'all can't tell.
would.
And what was that? What was that other one? What was right after Take Care?
It's not. It wasn't.
That's the one with the head in the clouds.
Oh,
No.
that one is really good. I like that one.
Yeah.
I always forget the name of the album.
I just
Take
like,
Care.
No, Take Care is the one where he's sitting at like the table with the
That's not
fine
Views.
golden stuff.
No, it's not Views. It was the one right before Views. The major
the one he looked
label
like,
release
the one he
right
looked like
before
Hope's daughter
Views.
on the cover.
Yeah, I know you're talking about. I know you're talking about.
Jesus.
Really?
Yo,
Really,
he
Dini?
does, bro. He look at the cover and look at Blue, bro.
Yeah, you're a
But
funny
let's move on, guys.
nigga. Okay.
All right.
It's work.
Most overrated rapper of the past decade. Since Sincere already took our head off with Life is Good, we're gonna go back to Sin.
We know it's gonna be a trap
Since
artist.
Sincere's in his pocket right now, he's dropping about 25, got about 7 assists, 5 rebounds. Who do you feel is the most overrated rapper of the decade? You better not say Future.
So, I'm not gonna say Future.
Okay, that's fine.
Because he doesn't even deserve for my consideration
Get the fuck
on
out
this
of here.
topic. So I'm gonna go with somebody who has a really big following and had a lot of people anticipating his official debut.
Oh shit.
And then it was just like everybody like it unanimously agreed that it was trash, and it just like went out with like a whimper. But because of his mixtapes, everybody was touting him.
The build-up people.
Chance the Rapper, man.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
I've never
That's so
once
good. Yo,
heard
applaud
a Chance
this
the
man.
Rapper song.
That's so yes.
That's good.
Sincere, you're back.
I'm back.
You're back
You're
now,
back,
bro.
Yes.
You're
You're
back.
back. You're starting.
Why did that not even occur to me? I didn't even think to include him
Yo,
in
Chance
this.
the Rapper has never moved me, not once.
That's the
And I don't
perfect
s-
answer.
And I
The
don't see
perfect
how
answer.
people
The
are so
world
moved
loves
by
him,
Chance
bro.
the Rapper.
And the world loves him.
White
I don't
people love
understand it.
him.
If there is a rapper that has annoyed me more than Chance the Rapper, he does not exist. Chance the Rapper annoyed me so much that I liked a Lil Wayne and 2 Chainz verse on the same fucking song. I couldn't stand that nigga.
He hates
and then
both
he
by
dropped
the way,
that
ladies
song,
and gentlemen.
hot damn, hot water, hot. What the fuck is that? What is that? And he's talking about he's an unsigned act. You're an industry plant. You have a deal. You fucking liar. You're not independent.
He was involved with Apple. He had some.
Fuck off.
He had
That's a
something
fact.
going on. Yeah.
You were with Apple, the
Yeah.
biggest, the media mogul. Apple. I have an iPhone. Apple fucking music. We all listen to albums. All right,
Yo, they listen to me jerk off all the time,
That
man.
was my
They
second.
got ears all everywhere.
Get that for that.
I
That's
am
hard.
ranting. Thank you, Sin. Most
no doubt.
overrated fucking rapper.
Props.
How do we follow that?
I'll go to. I had Wayne, but he been pretty dry for the last few
Super
years.
dry. Super dry.
So I don't even know if he really.
If this was last decade, I'd have been all in on Wayne. Sorry.
We're not.
man.
Listen, we're not doing the Wayne discussion on this podcast because
fuck
we know
that.
where
He
we
was the
all
most
stand.
overrated of the 2000s.
No one's changing nobody's
Yes,
mind.
Yes.
I love
Sorry,
Lil
Lil
Wayne.
In the 2010s, everybody had just agreed that he's all.
Yeah. So who do you think was the most overrated, Lang?
So before Sincere dropped that fucking like
Atom
bomb,
bomb, yeah.
I got kind of a hot take, guys. I was gonna say Kanye. Like, so he dropped some fire in 2000. When did
2010.
2010, bro.
2010.
Yeah.
But since 2010, what have we gotten? We got
Jesus,
Jesus,
and then
Pablo,
Pablo,
and then that fucking
Ye.
bullshit. Yay! Come on. And then that fucking bullshit gospel album.
It's been straight.
fire.
It's been straight downhill.
Smoking rocks. Album was
The-
heat.
That was hot
fact-
sauce.
nah, you're right. It's been straight downhill for Kanye.
That's a
since-
one hot album every 10-year average.
Wow.
That's true.
I
That's
stand
true.
by my
I was
the
choice.
biggest fan of
Kanye.
Pablo.
I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it
But
because
he just had some joints on it.
Dark Twisted Fantasy is such a just opus
Right.
that
right.
I couldn't, and that's in this decade. So
Nah,
I
because
couldn't do
Pablo was solid.
Pablo was
Jesus was good.
I
just had
like
some joints.
Pablo.
He didn't really get bad until Ye, if we're being honest with ourselves.
I get that, but he's talked about like he's the most important artist in hip hop, and it's like Jesus, just leave me the fuck alone with Kanye.
He produced one of the best albums of the decade,
Yeah, I
And-
stand by
and-
my. I stand by
it.
my.
No, but we're not talking
selection.
about producers right now. We talking about rap.
and he produced he made one of the best albums of the decade, the best album of the decade. I'm just
I
saying.
mean, come on.
Wait, what are you
and
talking
the
about?
last album was not
I'm just
bad.
saying.
You're just
Dark
a
Twisted
hater.
Fantasy.
That last
Oh,
album was
yeah.
bad.
Nah, that album was not good.
It's not bad, bro.
Yo,
That
dope.
album's
That's
good.
a one hot album every 10 year average.
11
Album
songs,
was fire.
27 minutes. That's half baked.
That has
bro.
nothing
One
to do
was
with that.
whatever way you cut it.
Illmatic. That's a
Whatever way you
one
cut
hot
it.
album every 10
How
year
long
average,
is
and that's so
Daytona?
lame.
That's 7 songs versus 11 songs.
How long is
There's a difference.
Daytona?
It's 7 songs versus 11 songs.
Yeah, you guys are splitting hairs right now. For me, the most overrated rapper, and if you guys know me, you know the answer to this. I don't even have to like get too deep into it. The most overrated rapper of the last decade is 2 Chainz, hands down.
You think so?
Hands down.
Facts.
In my opinion.
But you only can be overrated if you have.
In my opinion. Because each and every time he has an album coming out, people are boosting it up. It's anticipated. People telling me he's nice, his bars. We know he's not good, but we've had many. I don't know about you, but I've had many arguments with people about 2 Chainz with Langston. Langston swears by 2 Chainz.
I mean, I just don't even classify him in that. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, but this is what
A
I'm
lot
saying.
of people do.
There are people like Langston
lot of
Leguizamo,
people do.
who's at our show.
You do love him.
He's part of the Roundtable, who loves 2 Chainz, swears by 2 Chainz, and he's sorry.
Guys.
He can't rap.
Can I respond?
Go ahead.
I liked 1 2 Chainz album.
Nah, bro.
And y'all want to crucify me like Jesus.
Because every time you bring up 2 Chainz, you put your body in front of him.
I feel like, because I think you're unfair to him.
Unfair. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look.
This is my opinion.
Would you look at this?
That's my opinion. I don't fuck. You 2 Chainz,
Yo,
really?
you're doing the LeBron with the.
I'm J.R. Smith. I'm J.R. Smith in this scenario. I
at this
rebounded
guy.
it and like wanted to run out the clock.
I remember when I had arguments with people when 2 Chainz first came on the scene and he was fake signed to good music, and they were saying he had the best verse on Mercy. When it's clear that he had the words polo
Worst
on,
verse.
I got horsepower. Stop it. That's bars.
For him, yes. For him, that's why I'm like, I've never ranked him up there.
People
to even
res-
be underrated.
Bro, go on the internet and talk about 2 Chainz and see the respect.
that, though?
Yes.
I mean, I like a couple of songs, but like,
Niggas respect
Nah,
2
like an
Chainz.
MC?
He's
They do.
respected.
Like
I
an MC,
respect 2 Chainz.
Bro,
Yes.
I
I
fuck with 2
remember
Chainz.
seeing Royce the 5'9" posted something about respect
Who's
2 Chainz.
one of
That's
the
an
very
MC,
best
so that-
lyricists
yeah.
alive?
But
So-
what does he say? This is the thing that bugs
He
me
has some
out.
moments though. Like, what's the name of that song? We was like, I'm different.
He has
Yeah,
one
I
of the
love that
worst
song.
deliveries in rap history.
He's entertaining.
One of the worst cadences in rap history.
That's
I
not
think,
true.
I think,
You and I disagree, Joe.
but I think,
whatever.
He has entertaining
I
moments.
think
though.
that's actually what people do like about him. Like there's the people that dig 2
Unorthodox?
Chainz like his unorthodox delivery and his
Really sound like
unorthodox
nobody. I mean,
kind of off
that should count for
pocket.
something, I guess.
And I guess his personality.
He's a cool dude out here.
Yeah,
Cool dude.
Whatever.
But
Yo, Jarvis is just
bar-wise,
bitter because LeBron
he's
James.
not
Yo,
there.
I've hated 2 Chainz before LeBron.
I get
That's it.
that.
I've
That's
hated
But
it.
no,
that
That's
but
guy.
there was a special
It just
kind
added
of
to
hate.
it. It's like you have, put it this way, it's like you have a woman, right? And y'all break up.
Mm-hmm.
And then the dude that she said don't worry about becomes her boyfriend.
Yeah.
That's what it was like with that album. Now I don't like this guy that LeBron on my team bullshitting is producing an album. Fuck out of here. Why do you keep bringing this up?
I imagine that could be very hurtful.
Yeah.
I'm a little hurt just listening to
There
that
you go.
scenario.
Anyway, let's go to a more positive
Let's
spin.
do it.
Most underrated of the last decade.
I got this.
Dini, let's get it.
Pusha T.
Wow, you think so?
Yes. Yes.
Why?
Bro, if we had people rap to rap, the only people that would probably be able to out rap him is the people that we consider the greatest MCs doing it now. The J. Cole's, the Kendricks. Everybody else, I feel like he would rap, he would lap. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Everybody else.
So it's pretty simple.
Yeah.
You think that if he had the fan base, he'd be number one?
Come on, bro.
He'd be on the throne?
Come on, bro. I mean, he can do both. He can make the party records. He can do the hood classics. He can do the just bars for sake of bars.
I think he should get back with Pharrell for his next album.
You think so?
I think if he could
I've
go...
been wanting
I
that for a
agree with
minute.
that.
You think
I
Pharrell
agree
still
with
got
that.
that kind
Because
of
you
juice?
think about what the Clips was doing in the clubs, with the content they were spitting,
Yeah.
but the beat selection had them in the
Yeah.
clubs. I think if him and Kanye and Pharrell could put something together, he could break through again.
I just don't want it to be too, because you remember had like, Ma, I don't love her. Like, I don't want it to be those
not
extra
that.
cheesy kind of.
More like
I like that song.
More
It's
like
not bad,
I'm
but it's
good,
cheesy, though.
I'm good. And then, damn, these
Yeah,
are legendary
Popeyes.
records.
Yeah.
Popeyes. You know what I'm saying? I'm kinda
What
like a
happened
big
to that
deal.
boy?
Yeah, that was hard.
Yeah, you know what I'm
Yeah, I'm
saying?
sorry. They got some joints. They got a lot of joints together.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love when Kanye worked with them too. That kind of like a big deal was
Yeah.
fire.
Sincere, most underrated of the last decade.
Nigga, who you texting?
Nobody. My girl, man.
I'm about to get him shot, bro,
Sheesh.
for no reason.
Sheesh.
No reason.
What the fuck?
No reason.
I'm just saying, bro.
Get this guy the fuck out of here.
Yo, y'all know your boy LB's wildin', you know what I'm saying? This your boy, man.
Most underrated.
I think you're gonna like this one.
Okay, talk to me.
Schoolboy Q.
Oh,
You think so?
Yeah,
Yo, Jarvis
man.
loves that.
He don't get the
Yo,
props that he
Jarvis just had
deserves.
to like
His
Megan
albums-
Rapinoe pose.
I wasn't a
The
huge
last album
fan
was
of his. I wasn't a huge fan of the last album, but the album before that, like just
Blankface.
steady
Oxymoron,
ain't-
stupid.
Stupid.
The one that had Kanye on
Blankface
it.
is stupid.
Which is the one that had Kanye?
That was Blankface.
Blankface.
Can I say
that part,
oxymoron? I thought a lot
stupid.
about putting that in my top 5.
I actually went to see him live.
yeah.
Do that
I
whole
thought
album.
about doing that too, brother.
Yeah, I was thinking hard about
Good
it.
album.
I mean, he's on TDE, so
Hood
of course
Banks,
Kendrick's gonna get all the love there and all the accolades, but
I think Ab Soul's actually more slept on than Schoolboy
but
Q
he don't got no real albums
Got
to
3
speak
albums.
of. I mean, like Little Pride, like mixtapes.
Come on,
Are they
Terrorist-
real albums?
Come on, bro.
I don't know,
Terrorist
man.
Threats was crazy.
Yeah, no, that's man. Schoolboy has
That's
consistently put out quality work.
You just
And
tickle
just
George
does not-
fancy pause.
that and just come on.
What are you talking
The
about?
fuck are you talking about?
All right,
Yo,
can we keep this
I
on the
paused it.
rails, man?
You know what?
I don't know.
Shout out to Sin for working in that life is good, and then working his way back.
He's trying to
And
find
trying
his
to
way
tell us
back.
to stay on the
He's finding
rails.
his way
He's
back
right
home
now. He's ET.
because he lost us for a while.
Trying to find his way
but
back.
He's back. Lang, most underrated of the last decade.
You guys could probably guess this. I mean, Young Thug, artistically, in terms of what he's put out, he's
I
he's
do like
fucking
Young
genius.
Thug.
Listen, man,
But
the
under-
Barter 6, Jeffrey, the album he put out this
Barter
past
6 was
year.
fire, though.
Listen, man, y'all keep sleeping
I
on
wasn't
him.
a big fan
History
of the one
will
with the dress
remember
on
me
it.
kindly because Young Thug.
This
I'm
arrogant
the
fuck.
arrogant motherfucker, right?
Alright.
This guy's
I'm the arrogant one.
He's Thanos.
Yo, alright. Yo, I love it. I see these motherfuckers laughing. We got
Yo.
the camera here. I'm telling you, yo, Young Thug is a
Nah,
fucking
you're really the
genius.
goat, son. You're the goat. You're the goat.
You know me, baby. Applaud me. Applaud me. I live for the applause. Yes.
History will remember me kindly.
Kindly.
Not Young Thug.
Me.
Langston Leguizamo, ladies and
Nigga
gentlemen.
said history will remember me. Yo, you're the GOAT, bro.
It's your boy.
All right, let me get my mind right, cause I had this taken in the pocket all week and he done fucked me up, bro. Alright, look. For me, and I thought about this a lot, and I feel like no one's actually talking about this, right? I think the most underrated rapper of the last decade is Meek Mill.
You think so?
That's a good take.
That's
Good
a good
take.
take.
Yeah. When you really stop and you think, hold on, Deanie, relax.
I'm just my brain's racing, brother. I ain't have no words.
When you really think about Meek Mill, right? The dude has kind of the record sales.
Yeah.
He has the name value.
Nice bounce back.
But a lot of the shoguns, like Sin, the guys who are at that table who stamp you valid or not, they kind of don't give him that stamp. But a lot of the 20-somethings through like the late teens, Meek is the poster. Meek is that guy, like kind of like what Fab was for us
a
growing
lot
up.
of people regard him as having like the greatest intro, bro. Like,
Right?
Yeah.
This
You know
is
what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? He has the
The intro was
records.
hard though.
Yeah.
And then the album he
That'll
dropped.
go down in history, man.
Yeah.
Champ-
The history
hard.
that'll
They'll
look
remember
back
him
on
kindly.
Glenn
Yes.
Kindly.
Kindly.
It will also look back on that intro.
Yeah, that intro was stupid.
Championships was nearly a classic.
It was up there.
That was.
And you
it
think
was,
about the fact that, like,
Even the features are hard.
I'm a Boss is an all-time record.
Yeah.
As you said, the intro is an all-time record. You know what I mean? He has joints. A joint with Drake on Going Bad, it's gonna live forever.
And he could bounce back and forth. He could do the R&B records. He can do the hood records.
He has
he's
joints that 15, 20 years from now, when is the Meek Mill reunion Maybach music tour, when he does these records, it's gonna shut the show down.
Jarv, I want you to speak on the beef with Drake, though.
That's another thing. For him to come out of
come
that
back. Yeah.
stronger than he was before that.
and the socioeconomic or the
the stuff he's
social
doing.
aspect
Yeah.
of it too.
Prison
going
reform.
to jail, coming out, fighting
Reforming.
for it. You know what I mean?
Raising his Q rating through that, standing next to billionaires, like legit.
Signed a deal with Hov for his own wave.
I'm like, wait a minute, Meek
Making
Mill's
moves.
Meek Mill's low key a big deal, but
Yeah.
no one looks at him like a megastar. He's just Meek Mill.
That's
a
a
lot of
great
them still
take.
look at him as a dude from Maybach, but he's kind of a bigger star than Ross right now.
Yeah, I'd say so. You heard the song with him and Roddy Ricch, the
That's
Peter
another
joint?
banger.
Fire.
Though I didn't love him when he came out,
Neither
but
did I.
like this year, like actually the end of last year when his last album came out,
Championships.
it was like, man, like I
Yeah.
gotta check him out.
That joint
And
was fab.
I
That joint was fab. Just
rediscovered
turns
his
the
old
whole
stuff.
party, man.
It was like, yo, this fucking guy like goes off every fucking track.
This is
I
what I'm
fucks with
saying.
Meek Mill.
And that's
I
why I
fucks
was
with
like,
Meek
wait a
Mill
minute,
hard
like, how
body.
That's what I feel like people. I don't think anyone undercuts him like that. You think
No
so?
one.
A lot- nah, I think so. A
When
lot
I
of
say
people do.
underrated, what I'm saying is that when you think about his body of work to this point, Meek Mill's a big fucking deal.
I'd say so. That's what.
Statistically, he's a bigger deal than the people that we hold up to a high level.
He's one of the staples in the game right now. So I'm like, who's underranking
But
him?
what I mean is he's bigger than just a staple, bro. That's what I'm saying. I believe that he's a star.
He's up
I think
there.
that Meek Mill might fuck around, might not for us, but like that era. I'm talking about like 25 and below. Like those kids are gonna look at him and call him a legend, bro.
I believe that.
He's gonna be a legend. He's gonna live forever.
That's why for me, I was like, how do you underrate a dude that's gonna be a
There's a
legend?
lot of Sin wasn't thinking that today.
Nope.
I don't think Lang was. Not to say I'm trying to think for Lang, but no
correct.
one's really thinking about Meek like that.
I mean,
Yeah.
just
Meek
to,
is a
just to
legend,
come
bro.
back, just to come back from that rate that he went through with Drake
for
was
whatever
a-
reason, the Drake beef, the jail time and coming out and the reform and all that, it still kind of feels like Meek is just there.
Right.
You know what I mean? I don't know what it is, and I can't put my finger on why that
He's
is.
on mad records,
but he's
though.
just kind of there. You know what I mean? He's not regarded in the same tier as Kendrick and Cole.
But those are like the gods right now. Though.
Well,
Right,
we
that's what I'm
wouldn't put
saying.
him on
Like,
that
but we
same tier,
got-
right?
But we never put him there.
We don't put
Right.
nobody next to those two.
Nah,
He
yeah, but-
should be right there.
You think he should be there with J. Cole and Kendrick?
Right below them, bro. The same way. Put it this way.
Right below
I'll
them,
simplify
yes.
it like this. The same way I was
A, B
hold on,
kinda thing?
Hold on. The same way I was looking at Big Sean, it was actually Meek the whole time.
Damn sure. It wasn't Big Sean.
This is what I'm saying. You know what
not.
I mean? Boo me for that shit. You know.
I love that. I love that, Joe.
You know what I mean?
That self-awareness.
That's what I'm saying. Like they're the three-headed monster at the top, and then it's Meek, bro.
Yeah, that's
And
not
then
crazy.
there's everybody else.
Well, what
Other
about
new
Drake?
guard.
How do we deal with the fact that Drake beat him in a battle? Right?
We
like,
think about the comeback.
yeah.
We don't even think about the battle anymore, bro. That's like past.
I think about
and then
it.
and then
You
they
Yeah.
made a banger.
They made a dope record
But like,
together.
so you know, Jarv, you
And
know,
they
I
have
love
It
dope
grew on
records
me.
together.
Huh?
It grew on me.
Yeah.
Even
it
as
was-
a snob.
And you know what it is?
I
It was a
wasn't fucking
very
with that
hip hoppy record. It wasn't
I mean,
so
even
bullshit.
when they had Rico,
Yeah.
Rico was fire too.
They got-
they made good music together.
yeah.
Like
So you gonna say something, Lang?
Well,
We waiting for you?
I was just gonna say
Take you
because
back.
you know, Jarv and I, we bond a lot because we talk about boxing.
speaking
And
of
so
that,
when we rank boxers, if a guy beats another guy, that holds a lot of weight when we're ranking the guys in a particular weight class. So the fact that Drake beat Meek Mill, even though they made up and they whatever, and Meek Mill since then has come back to really assert himself in the culture. You know, we done talked a lot of shit about Drake in this episode. I mean, Drake like really backsmacked that motherfucker lyrically.
You cooked him.
Yeah.
So like, what? How do we deal with that?
I mean, wins and losses happen. Jay-Z lost to
Yeah.
Nas.
Hope lost to Nas.
I love when you say that. I mean, I love it so
it
much.
took a
when
long
you say
time for
that.
him to get there, though.
A very long time. I still say Takeover's better than Ether, but Jay
Oh,
lost.
no.
You know, it is what it is. I
yeah.
found my victories within the defeats. It evens it up for me, you know?
Hey, I see what you did there. I see what you did there.
All
was
right,
clean.
So, producer of the decade. I mean, I don't know how much time you want to spend on this. Is there any one producer that y'all feel like I stood out this
I got
past
it already.
decade? Who's it?
Kanye.
Okay.
Soundwave.
Soundwave?
What did he
Soundwave.
give us? What did he give us?
He does a lot of TDE work.
Yeah.
So that guy. He
Can
did.
you
He
give me
did.
some
He did.
notables?
He did
Real quick?
most of Damn. He did the Kendrick and Rihanna record. He did
fire.
the All Stars record off the Black
to do
Panther
some quick
soundtrack. He did All Right, which is for me
yeah.
the song of the decade.
Bro, and that
the
beat,
soundtrack for the Black
the
Lives
tone,
Matters
the
movement.
beat,
Yeah.
the richness of that. Ooh, yeah.
So for me, that's the guy. For
You got
I
someone
would
else?
have said Kanye if it was the previous decade. But again,
But
just,
he had the best album of all time in the decade. You know what I'm saying?
that's true. But then from there,
Little drop up, but he was still producing other people's stuff.
how many people though? Like,
Yo, I'm gonna
this
say
classic from Pusha.
I'm gonna say Madlib.
Madlib. All right.
all right,
Well,
Off of the bandana joint?
We'll talk about it after the show.
Okay.
for me, it was close. It was neck and neck. You know, Kanye was up there as well. But as much as I love Zaytoven, I gotta give it to Metro.
I knew it. I
Metro!
fucking knew it. God damn it.
Metro booming. The last 10 years. No.
You're such a hater.
Everything
You're
I mean,
such a
no,
fucking
he's
hater.
Metro!
His presence has obviously been in the forefront.
Right.
I see that.
Come around.
It's not my style, B.
So what? He did what he was supposed to do.
Yeah.
And then he had so many Metro clones after him. Isn't that how it works? The top guy has clones that try to bite the sound. No.
For better or worse.
Oh, you're a hater, bro.
Hate is
Good God, Metro producer of the decade, for better or worse. Okay, all right. I think we're all gonna be in unison here. I don't think we need to spend too much time on this either. But for the listeners who might feel cheated, who do you feel was the #1 rapper of the decade? Sin, be quiet. Lang, who do you got?
Kendrick Lamar.
Deanie,
I can't even disagree with that, bro. K-Dot.
Drizzy.
Kendrick. I thought everybody was gonna say Drake.
How is it not Drake?
I knew you were gonna say Drake.
We're talking
Fair
about
is fair.
rapping or just like
He's the top rapper of the decade. Fair is fair. How is he not?
I thought I was gonna be the underdog here with my K Dot take. I thought
I'm
everybody was gonna say
we're
Drake.
talking about
That's why I
rapping,
saved you for
rapping?
last.
Yeah,
I don't even know if he wrote it.
I'm shocked. I am shocked at this table right now. Because
He wrote it.
J. Cole could be up there too, but I mean,
look, like objectively speaking, if we're talking, damn, I'm gonna have to bat for Drake
because
right now?
because
I mean, he's been the man for the last decade.
Kendrick can't. He has an argument.
No,
Kendrick
of course. But if you go on all the blogs, if you go on all the all the platforms of social media, whatever, like everybody's crowning Drake as the artist of the decade.
Yeah.
Right. So
Artist.
right.
Ah.
Well, rap.
the singing
artist,
counts
rap
Yo,
too.
we don't
artist.
give a fuck about none of that bullshit.
Nah, I'm just saying. I thought it would be at least like an even split at this table, but I was gonna go Kendrick all the way from the gate, because at the end of the day, for me it's about quantity over quality. So I'm sorry, the other way around. Quality over quantity. I'm a little drunk, y'all. It's about quality over quantity.
J-Mo.
And for me, as you heard earlier, I had 2 Kendrick albums in my top 5, 0 Drake albums. So.
and there you have it.
But that's interesting. So 3 Kendricks, 1 Drake.
I just feel like, you know what? I'm not mad at any of the Kendrick picks. I won't even argue it, because if to me, like, Kendrick and Drake are like Mayweather and Pacquiao in their prime. You know what I mean? They're the 2 best. They carry the division. They are the division. And if you choose the other guy, I can't be mad at you. It's a matter of, I guess, preference or just want to be fair.
No, but Jov, there was a guy that was the right pick in that scenario you're giving me. I'm just saying.
You think that it was always Mayweather?
Yes.
All right. So then Drake is Mayweather.
Now get the fuck out of here! Why would you do that to me, man?
You walk
Get
right
the
in-
fuck out of
You
here!
walk
Walk
right into that.
Oh no way! No way!
Nah, you know what? If we talking about the art, the sport, it's Kendrick, right?
Facts.
That's true.
But then,
Ding.
if you want to talk about the stats,
Right.
it's kind of like when we talked about it on the gray area a long time ago. It's the Kobe LeBron argument.
Yeah.
If you want the art, Kendrick is Kobe.
Yo, dog.
If you want the stats, LeBron is
So
Drake.
at the end of the day, it's about
facts.
what we value more. It's
Right.
it's
Right.
either about metrics
yeah.
or it's about moving the culture
Well, hold on.
forward.
That's what I'm saying. Like I
Or
feel
presence.
like Drake. That's what I'm saying. Like Drake's presence and things he's never. Kendrick is kind of a hermit. Drake will go and collaborate with the random nigga and make him hot for a few months.
Right.
Drake he does that. It's kind of like Hov in that way. But Hov in his prime will go do a record with a Juvenile when no one in New York was really checking for Juvenile, and he would do it. You know, Drake had the beefs. He had the battles. He won the battles.
Shit, UGK.
UGK.
Yo, man,
Hov was everywhere, man.
So what I mean
don't
is
get me
like,
started on
if
that
you talk
record.
about presence, Drake. If you talk about the battles, Drake. The record sales is Drake. Granted, I'll say the verse, the best moment might have been the Kendrick verse on Control, to be fair.
Right. And we need to also mention, we were talking earlier in this episode about how Drake avoids certain conflicts. He wants no part of Kendrick. He's made that abundantly clear.
No smoke.
I agree.
I would agree with that.
But after him responding to Pusha, I believe that he's waiting for Kendrick too. I think in my heart of hearts,
Kendrick would end his viability.
in my heart of hearts, I believe that we're gonna get that battle eventually, right?
I hope so.
I think the guy that nobody really wants to smoke with is Cole. Because like outside of maybe Kendrick, Jermaine Cole. He said it. You know what I'm saying? But everybody else, I don't think they want to touch Cole. But when the day comes, and I'll look into the camera, when the day comes that Drake battles Kendrick, Drake will win. You heard it from me first.
What?
Drake is gonna destroy Kendrick.
Jarvis, that's your worst take.
No, it's not. He's gonna beat him.
I don't think he's gonna destroy.
Listen, if it happens,
he's gonna beat him.
then I'll acknowledge that. But man,
Kendrick is not.
What
nice.
a take.
Kendrick is not as good as Pusha. No, he's not. No, he's not.
What?
No, he's not.
At doing what? Like
What?
battle rapping?
Bars?
Pusha's nicer than Kendrick, bro. Stop it. Stop it.
Yo, Kendrick
Stop it.
outperformed Pusha on a song they were on together.
What that mean? That means he's nicer?
I mean
You talking about
something.
nostalgia?
Yeah, nostalgia.
That means he's
He
nicer?
blacked on nostalgia.
That means he's nicer?
You want to see a dead
y'all
body?
think Kendrick is nicer than
Yeah, he went
Pusha
in.
T?
Jarv.
Wow.
What the fuck are you saying right
Yeah.
now? Why are you coming at me like I'm being crazy?
You know what it is? I do prefer to listen to Pusha.
Wow.
Though. Even though I
Preference
Yeah.
aside, Kendrick. I mean,
Kendrick is nicer than Pusha T? Is you saying?
Kendrick is in a
he's
whole.
more
He's in a different
well-rounded
league,
than Pusha T.
No.
rap wise,
They're in different
delivery
categories.
wise, substance wise.
No way, bro.
He's in a different
Guys
category.
who has
Yeah.
more substance
Time out. Wait.
than Pusha
It's
T.
been-
You see what I did there?
Wait a minute. There's been people who compare
Shout
Pusha
out to the
T's
dad joke.
delivery to Biggie Smalls, and you putting Kendrick above Pusha?
But he's not Biggie Small.
But he's the closest one.
I'm the closest one.
All right. I mean, I'm not.
Don't let your biases infiltrate your
Nah,
mind.
man.
Trust your
But
feelings,
he's not. He's
young
not.
Jedi.
But he's not big though. If it was big versus Kendrick,
Bro.
that's a different
Nah,
story.
Since we comparing current artists
Well,
to
come
great all-time greats,
So Pusha's an all-time great? Cool.
I just want to say the all-time great that Kendrick reminds me of the most is Andre 3000.
Andre
I was about to
3000,
slap your
absolutely.
mic if you
Yeah.
said anybody else, bro. If you would have
Andre
said Tupac,
3000.
Yeah, nah, it's Andre
slapped
3000,
your whole
right?
microphone, bro. Yeah, cool, but I think Andre's overrated. But you know,
Oh, what the fuck did you just say? What?
He's been said that. You didn't know that?
I didn't know that.
He don't fuck with Andre. He thinks
What's the
Big
matter
Boy.
with you? You got no
He's a big
manners?
boy guy. Pause.
Nah,
but he's
oh
a big boy
my
guy.
God.
I think he's better than Big Boy though.
he's better than Big Boy, but I kind of get annoyed when people started putting him on all these lists with no albums, no nothing.
Yeah, I mean, like
He got
they
group
put
out-
him on like
he's
a
a
whole
member of
level of
Outkast.
verses, and he's top 10 all time. Stop it.
Wait, a couple of
I'm
verses.
talking, you know the verses that they always say that and they hold up when they
Alright,
mention
yeah,
them. Stop.
yeah,
That's-
but-
come on.
But he
Yo.
still has like
hold your heart.
Top
3
10
stacks.
though?
That
he
joint.
still has
Three
albums.
stacks, top five.
He just
Three
shared it
Stacks
with
top 5 all time.
another guy.
Yo, I'm not doing
As a
this with this
rapper,
guy
it's
right now.
motherfuckers like you that I
Hold
gotta
on,
call
hold
him
on.
overrated.
You said you think Andre 3000 is top 5 rappers of all time?
I think he's the greatest rapper of all time.
Andre 3000.
Andre 3000. What part of that don't you understand?
When did this take come from?
Hold on.
We're going off the rail. We're going off the rails. But I just want to know where that take came from.
You can't name any rapper
'Cause
better
you've never said that before.
than Andre 3000.
That's not what I said.
He said he's the best rapper to do it. Most of this guy, I mean, he's the top. If I can think of somebody better than somebody, then they're not the top, bro.
I mean, you can say that about anybody.
Jay-Z, Nas. I mean, should I keep going? You think Andre 3000 is better than Nas rapping?
Yes.
Better than Hove rapping?
Yes.
All right,
What's the next topic, Jav? Lead us away, brother.
so Kendrick, Drake, Kendrick. Cool.
Yes.
Expectations for the next decade. Another topic we don't have to spend too much time on. Deanie, what's up? I feel like you really listen to everything, so I'd
try.
like to leave with you.
We're gonna see a lot more of this drug rap. Looks like it's doesn't look like it's stopping, even though people are dropping dead from it. We're going to see more emo rap. That's definitely real big right now. I mean, I think we're gonna get some more rappers. You know what I'm saying? It seems like that's coming back to the forefront a bit. For this last 2019, we got some bars, we got some spitters, we had some flavor. It wasn't just we actually had some good stuff. I think we got a lot of good coming.
Some real rapping, some real hip hop. Gotcha.
I spread that just for you too. I know you like that real hip hop. You know, pure hip hop. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna get a lot more of those. Yeah, I think that.
All right.
Sam, what's up?
Me?
Yeah.
I piggybacking off of what Dini said, I think we're gonna get a lot more of that classic hood boom bap. Even though, if you listen to like a lot of the underground artists that are coming out that are in that same ilk as like Griselda and stuff, they don't use a lot of drums. Like a lot of times the drums are just left off, right? And it's just like the music or the loop or the sample or whatever. But the aesthetic is still there. So I think that aesthetic of like classic hip hop or like the hood music or whatever you want to call it, whatever name you want to throw at it. I think we're gonna get a lot more of that aesthetic. Spitting, like real spitters.
It's coming back.
Bars. Wordplay,
schemes,
you know what I mean?
Introspection.
Yes. You know what I mean? I'm here for it, as you all probably well know. I think Griselda, the Griselda wave from even though they've been cooking for like a few years, the fact that they've really touched down this year on the culture, like.
Don't it feel good?
You know what I mean? Yeah, you know what I mean? Like they actually made a mark, you know what I mean? Like
it
feels good.
You know what I mean? So like I feel like that's gonna spark a wave that's gonna move forward into 2020 and beyond. And everything goes in cycles. So
Lang,
you know what I mean?
I'm sorry, what was the question?
What is the expectations for the next decade?
All right, so my expectations are that similar to like technology, things change exponentially. So as quickly as things have changed in hip hop, moving forward, expect them to change even quicker. That's my 2 cents. So
you think waves are gonna be like just coming in and out, like like a new wave in and then like another new wave like on top of that, like super quick?
I think so. I think that talking about you, Sin, specifically, like you seem to be really dismissive of the role of melody in modern hip hop music. I think that's gonna be more prominent as we move forward.
I'm not dismissive of the use of melody. I just think a lot of the melodies are derivative and pedestrian.
Well,
I'm just not here for them.
It's gonna get way more prevalent as we move forward. That's my point.
For me, I'm kind of in line with Sincere and Dini. I felt like 2018, believe it or not, I think like Daytona ushered it in, and then more so through 2019. I would say like 2019 was the least bullshit year of the decade. Like there was, I think, like as far as at the forefront. Like think about it. 2 years ago, 2017, we had guys like Lil Pump really in the forefront, Lil Yachty in the forefront, a lot of Lil Xan, all these fuck niggas in the forefront, right?
Color dreads.
Last year, it was a lot more rapidy rap niggas. To quote Joe Budden, there's a lot of dudes who were spitters. You know what I'm saying? And I felt like we saw that shift to where, like, I feel like I don't know if we're gonna get to that level again. Whereas the best dude was considered the man on the throne. But I feel like we saw a push towards lyricism with Griselda and even the baby. The baby was one of the hottest dudes, but he was a rapper. He wasn't making bullshit. Young M.A., Davies.
Even Cam new album he rapping.
Jim Jones. The most prominent albums of the last year. Even like what's his, not Offset, not Quavo. What's his name? Takeoff. Offset. I'm sorry.
The 504 project.
Yeah. A lot of the albums that we cared about this era, a lot of the albums that we cared about this year
Not a
involved
stone
dudes
unturned.
who were rapping, were the
Yeah.
melodies. Even Drake was rapping a little bit more this year. Even the new record he dropped, he's rapping. It might be some English, some fucking grime rap.
Nah, that shit is tough.
But he's rapping.
Yeah.
And I felt like an emphasis. I think we're gonna see now where being the best matters again. Maybe we're jumping the gun.
Being the best bar spitter, you're
Yes.
saying.
Yeah.
I think 2020 is gonna be more of I think the argument again of who's the nicest is gonna mean more to the culture statistically than
Right.
it was
The album sales or
right,
just-
right. Because think about it,
just-
Griselda ain't movie units, but niggas know.
Right.
Right.
me?
They respect
right,
the bars.
right.
And I think 2020, the next decade, we gonna remember. I told Sydney.
I mean, everything goes in reverse, so
I felt like the culture would eventually reset itself. I didn't think it would take this long, but I think we saw the beginning of that reset in 2019.
It's how it's accepted. If they're giving us bars and people are like, yo, we want more bars, then they're gonna give you more bars. But if you want more, just more turn up tracks,
Right.
they're gonna give you a lot of turn up
and
tracks.
I think now it's more of a sharing.
Yeah, it is. It's definitely
it's like
evened out.
Because even still with the drill rapping, you still gotta have bars.
You do.
So it's like you have your little room for the rap. I think it's gonna be a shared platform. You're gonna have
hope
your
so.
spitters, then you're gonna have your little
I like
bullshit
both.
makers. Yeah. And a guy like Drake could be somewhere in the middle because he can speak to both sides. Even some of these Southern niggas, they rapping, bro.
Yeah, man.
And I'm excited. I think we're gonna get more lyrics in the next decade. I may be wrong.
I mean, even the ladies, man, like Rhapsody, she rapping. Young M.A. doing her thing.
Right.
I mean, there was what's that? Sweetie or something like what's the name of that?
Saweetie.
Tiara something.
Tiara Mack.
Yeah, like,
She might be
Tiara
the nicest
Wack.
of them all.
like
Yeah.
she rap. So I mean, it's they're out there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I feel like 3-4 years ago, it was hard to find the rappers. Right?
Yeah.
We had the J. Cole, your Kendricks.
They're
So
everywhere
they
now.
they're out here now.
Collectively, the culture is
Resetting
like, you know
itself.
what?
Yeah, it's
That
coming around.
we gotta get some real spitters out there.
Yeah,
You know?
it's necessary,
I
man.
think the art form is starting to matter again. I don't know when it happened. I can't even pinpoint where it happened. But at some point, the art started to matter again.
It could be what you said about the Pusha T album. Granted, the records didn't sell crazy, but everyone
And it might be
that.
Meek too, because Meek ain't making
Meek was
bullshit.
spitting. Even Fab spitting.
Yeah. A lot of the projects we talked about, we cared about the most, came from rappers.
The Styles P.
That's for us. He didn't
I'm
really,
talking about Styles P and because he just dropped
Dave
the
East.
album Styles P and Dave East.
Yeah.
That Beloved joint was like
Yeah.
rapping.
That was last year.
Yeah, but I'm talking about it ushering in.
You know, we're gonna skip the mailbag segment this week because you know what? I didn't do any prep for it, so we're just gonna pass it.
We're running long. Pause.
Because the decade, not even that, I didn't prep. I was so focused on the decade shit that I didn't even think about getting the mailbag segment. Sorry guys, next time. You know what I mean? I'm sure they're gonna be mad at some of our picks, so we'll be back next episode.
Life is good. Top 5.
But beyond all of that shit, right? We have the most dangerous segment in all of the rap roundtable, and it's when we get our chairs, right? We sit in front of Sincere's crib. He looks out the window, sees us sitting there making a mess, and he comes and opens the window and he says to all of us too, "Get off my lawn. Get the fuck off his lawn." Sincere.
What are y'all doing here, man? Go somewhere else.
We here.
Anyway, so this is gonna be a special.
We are live on Facebook, by the way.
Yes. This is going to be a special Get Off My Lawn segment. Since we're talking, there's a lot of decade talk, right?
Table in the building.
Decade is coming to a close, ushering in 2020 and the next decade. So I was thinking to myself, who are some rappers, quote unquote, some artists that came into the game in the last decade, and I feel we should just leave them in this decade, right? And not even bring them into the 2020s, man. These are the top 10 trashest rappers that came out in the 2010s that should get off my lawn and stay in the 2010s and not come into the next decade with us, right? Number 1, and I think we could all agree to this, Blueface.
Facts.
Blueface needs to stay in this decade, not come into the next. Number 2, Lil Yachty.
Is
Trash.
he still around?
Oh my god.
I can't tell you. I haven't heard anything from that kid in forever. Thank goodness.
I mean, thank God. He emerged in this past decade, and I for the life of me, I couldn't see the appeal at all. Just all sorts of offbeat and not just terrible.
Blueface
Delivery,
might be
terrible.
the worst nigga, and the second worst might be Yachty, like back to back.
Yeah, back to back. Facts. Number 3 is an obvious Lil Pump.
Oh my god.
That clown.
All these fuck niggas.
Get off my lawn.
You were in defense. We're not going to talk about it. Proceed.
Number 4, because I got to show some love to the females as well. City Girls.
Oh.
City Girls is absolute utter trash.
You're an equal opportunity
Even
employer.
the City Girls, but
Equal
Young Miami
opportunity.
might be the worst rapper on the female side I've
Bro.
ever heard to get a record deal, bro.
Awful,
Really?
man.
She can't rap on beat, my nigga.
I gotta
can't.
think of somebody worse, Mo. Like,
What's
her
on
name?
City Girls?
This
The fuck is
Danielle-
that?
the Danielle
Special ed ass
Bregoli
rap.
chick?
The fuck is that?
she's a rapper, unfortunately.
Number 5.
Number 5. He might not have a choice. 6ix9ine.
Oh.
Get him out of here.
Life
I've
finds
said
a way.
from the
You heard-
beginning
you
to
seen
get him
Jurassic
out of
Park?
here. It
He
took
made one
a
of the
whole
best records
Fed
of the
case.
fucking-
It took a whole Fed
Nah,
case,
but
but he might be
Gummo,
out.
though. Gummo's one of the best records.
No, none of it.
You know
None
the
of it.
Gummo?
I'm not here for none of it. Thank God he's gone.
With some robbing nigga shit. Take a nigga bitch.
Fuck
nah?
that guy.
Nah.
No.
Miami trash, John. You know it.
Number 6, Kodak Black.
Yes. You
Man.
preaching right now. I swear, Future on your list, bro. We gonna fight. I'm telling you that right now.
Number 7, 21 Savage.
I like 21. He got moments.
He has moments. I try.
21 is slightly below average as a rapper, bro.
Yes, but he got
Slightly
his
below
little
average.
moments. I like
And he
21.
I feel like he gets the most love from artists that I probably fuck with and I listen to. So he
says a
does
lot.
get some cosigns,
Yeah.
but at the end of the day, when I try to listen to him by himself, it's not happening,
Buy a
bro.
new car for the bitch. I take it on the mall with the bitch.
Number 8,
Straight up.
21.
y'all familiar with Ugly God?
Yeah.
Yeah,
why was
but only
why
like
was
2 or 3
Ugly God
songs,
ever
though.
hot, bro?
How did he get a following? I don't understand, man. I don't get it.
You naming people that's already out the door, though.
Number 9 and 10 are going out to the culture vultures out there.
Okay.
All right. Number 9, G-Eazy.
Okay.
We don't want no more G-Eazy, man.
Though.
He
G-Eazy
can rap, but there's nothing special about him. The only thing that's special about him and why he's getting the looks that he's getting is because
white.
a pretty white boy. Pause.
Greaser. What
But
they call
he's
those
a pretty
greasers?
boy,
From-
white boy.
From what's the word? What's that movie? Grease Lightning? Grease?
Yeah.
Grease.
Yeah, yeah.
He like a grease dude.
He looks like he's from Happy Days.
That's Grease. Grease times.
Yeah. And number 10, even though we talked about him last episode, and we don't even really qualify him as a rapper, but they trying to shove this guy down our throats. Pause. So he got to make the list. Post Malone.
Post Malone.
Post Malone. Any inkling of rap or hip hop that he carries with him, I don't want to know more.
So you don't want to put Eminem for the last decade?
Don't do my man like that. Don't do my man like that.
Eminem ain't one of the worst of the last decade?
I'll give him that respect. I'll give him that
yeah,
What is he
respect.
saying?
You like that Fat Joe Dre album? He cooked on that.
Fat Joe solid, bro.
I'm talking about Eminem's verse on that
I
album was
skipped
pretty
his
dope.
verse.
Good verse,
Nah,
brother.
verse is fire. It's
Come
valid. It's
on.
valid.
Yeah,
It's
no,
valid.
I'll give him that respect. I won't
you.
put him in the same basket as these, trash lils from this past decade, these SoundCloud rappers and whatever. So the way I want the wave of the SoundCloud rapper to be over.
Okay.
Just keep that in the 2010s. 2020s, we want bars, we want art, we want like taking pride in your craft, not just throwing like whatever lyrics on whatever beat.
Eminem doesn't take any pride in his crap and bum ass verses.
No, that's the difference though. I think he does. He's just not self-aware enough to know that it's just not coming out. However he hears it in his head, that's not how it's coming out of
He
his
hasn't
mouth.
really evolved with the time, so
So like whatever Eminem does, he's doing that deliberate. Like he feels like that's his lane and his craft, and that's you know what I mean. It's just not good.
this kid is smack. But yeah.
So
God, this dude right here is finito.
anyway,
Look at him.
So the gist of it: SoundCloud rappers and culture vultures need to stay in the 2010s, not come into the 2020s. We had enough of y'all. Please get off our lawn.
Nah, that's a
get off
fact.
my lawn.
Listen, Roundtable community, we live on Facebook. Real talk, we don't give a fuck about none of these SoundCloud niggas. In the next decade, it's all about being talented. You ain't got to be super barred up, but you got to be good at what you do. If you a motherfucking SoundCloud rapper, you can get the fuck out of here. We not even mowing the lawn. We're mowing you on the lawn. Call it murder if you want. We don't give a fuck. Anyway, have to end that video. It's a little violent, but
a little violent.
It's a little violent.
A little verbally violent.
Yeah, I don't care. I'm a good guy. I'm a good guy.
It's love.
People, we are at the end of the latest episode of the Rap Roundtable, the first one of 2020.
Wow. What an episode.
Hell of an episode. That's what we do, bro. You know what I mean? Imagine where we came from. Now you into 2020.
Humble beginnings.
The genesis coming here, the birth, the growth, the level up.
We here.
You know what I mean? And I'm happy with this episode, fellas.
Rocking.
We even got people asking us to come on the pod now. We got some of us we getting hit up on Instagram. People, artists wanting to come on the pod.
Yeah,
blue checks and all, you know.
Yeah.
So we see y'all out there, man. It's coming.
We see y'all and we appreciate y'all seeing us. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
So in the next year, we're gonna have some artists come on to the pod, talk they talk.
Some big names.
Hopefully they don't, bitch up. Like if you gonna come to the table.
I mean, I've gotten a few from a few people that's notable. Like, yo, what's up?
Tell them come through. Yo, but don't be afraid. Give your opinion.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
We're gonna be talking about some legends in 2020. Coming soon, we're gonna be doing the Tupac episode. There's a lot of things we want to talk about involving the legend that is Tupac Shakur.
Yeah.
Some of it might be valid, some of it might be invalid, depending on who you are. But we're gonna talk about it.
Gonna chop up.
Langston, take us home, bro.
Yo, man. Normally, I like to take us home with introducing the members of the round table. First of all, I don't even know if my mic is on. I'll take.
The mic is on, bro.
It's on, man.
All right.
We hear you.
Listen, man. We done this for a year, bro.
Whole year,
Remember
man.
when this thing was like we just doing it for fun?
Yeah.
Yo, dog. We done did this shit for a year.
Cooking.
I love the three brothers I got. On the side of me.
Pimp.
I love every single one of y'all that listen. I love if you listen and share. I love every single one of y'all forever.
The word love.
Listen to me. The
combines with
Rap
trumpets.
Round Table. We've only scratched the motherfucking surface. You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying? Yo, share, listen, subscribe. We love y'all. Yo, 2020 is gonna be a motherfucker. We out.
J-Mo.
I gotta take a piss.
I hope he doesn't.
I hope he cuts
after the applause. I gotta take a piss.
Actually, that
Oh,
would
nah,
be kind of entertaining.
that would be good.
That would be kind of entertaining.
That will work.
I mean,
For
he's not in there, right?
Nah, but he needs to cut the camera on, so I was texting him. I don't know how to shut up.
Oh, shit.
Yo, remember C29?
Yeah, I can step out there in emergency.
Oh, man.